I used to watch Blue's Clues as a young lad, maybe passively from my sister. So I don't know. I'm not too sure what even was my like kids TV show of growing up. Teletubbies maybe. Anyways, 3, 2, 1. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. It is the Biendeo stream today on this fine 22nd of June 2026. So I hope you're having a wonderful week. We'll have a wonderful week ahead of you. Sup Fetty, sup Tom, sup Blub. How you all doing? Amazing day we've got today in the world of, well, the winter solstice was yesterday. But you know what today marks? Hold on, I will jump to the game. And then we can talk about what today marks. It's not important for me. Wow. There we go. You're on the phone. Don't do anything interesting. I need to drink water. That's expected. That's all good. I'll crack a joke or something. I don't know. It's all good, man. I guess the stream waits for no one technically, but that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, no. Last week on the stream, I played the first 2 levels of the Simpsons Hidden Run. So if you like the first 2 levels, I'm sorry, I'm never going back to them. But if you like the second or the third or the 4th levels, then you might like today's stream. So we don't need to sit through intros and titles. We just need to play the game. It's been cooler in the past. We hit the solstice yesterday, and I mean it's a little bit weird. Sometimes the weather's a bit hotter or a bit colder. Like on the solstice, like it's not actually like necessarily the most, how would I say, the warmest day, but certainly it is the longest, or in our case, the shortest day. But we're continuing on with level 3. So Bart Simpson disappears in bright light, and we get to play this game as Lisa with her creepy hair, which I shall continue to note. Since the mission's right here, I mean, we might as well acknowledge the mission. The stream has begun, I think. Hopefully it has. I don't know if everyone else has. But we got, like, outfits right off the bat, and I can't afford one of them right now. So I'm going to save them for a moment. I'll come back after we've got some money.
Don't touch that! That is a ticket to the unreleased Itchy and Scratchy episode. I will only trade that for a complete set of collector cards. Please to note, I said complete. I'm not going through that crap again.
Okay, sure thing. Well, in that case, man, if only we could collect all the trading cards. Yeah, Twitch is a weird website.
I need to find my stupid brother. Have you seen him?
Have you seen him? Talk now. I must get the last copy of the new Itchy and Scratchy Adventures comic. It's the controversial issue in which they finally kiss. Assist me, and I will aid you with your dilemma. Okay. Sup, Tom? How you doing? So we gotta do Nerd Race Queen. I don't know why this nerd is actually like a recurring character in this game, which is I think, yeah, I was gonna say, I think there's a statement, and Fetty said it in the pre-chat a little bit, but effectively this game's only got 3 levels, sort of, and you'll see in the back half of this stream. But the reason why is because level 4 will just reuse the same environment as level 1. Like, that's what it means, is that we're seeing brand new environments. This is another kind of loopy one, and I'm not even taking the shortcuts. I'm just, like, going around in this remarkably zippy and somewhat funny sounding car. It's visceral, but it sounds very odd compared to all the rest of them, doesn't it? Yeah, I probably said we were about to be done with, like, a level. I've been treating these, and maybe I've been saying, like, 100% or something like that. These levels, oh my goodness, jeez. These levels are very self-contained in the sense of, like, well, you know, all the collectibles exist in the one level.
You see my pointy-headed nuisance?
Silence! I must get this comic into a Mylar bag before it deteriorates into near-mint condition. Heaven forfend.
You gotta watch out! Do I remember the UFO race? That's the last level. That is the last level. So don't expect that until stream 4. Don't worry. And if anything as well, I'm probably going to find the game is going to get harder and harder as we go along. So who knows how much game I'm going to get done per stream. But certainly, we'll try our best on this one. Yeah, no, I'm still enjoying it. I do like this level. I do like level 3 quite a fair bit.
Honestly, I don't remember a ton about levels
Now to get this
4, 5,
ancient
6, 7
treasure
as
into
much.
Maidar Sanctuary.
What about
Oop,
Bart?
camera.
I asked you, have you seen him?
I think I saw him at the Noiseland Arcade. Ugh, video games were a waste of money. Now to go online and bid $1,000 for itchy and scratchy corncob holders. A terrific, terrific expense.
Nice. Anyways, what a great first mission to just exist in this one room, and that's it. And we didn't even pick up that much money around, so let's have a bit of perusal.
Was efficient.
Also, did I make any progress towards any? No, I didn't. That was just the mission. So that's all good. That's all good there. But yeah, no. Anyways, I hinted at it very briefly. I thought I'd open up with this. Today, June 22nd, marks the exactly 30th anniversary of Quake. The most, perhaps one of the most influential games of all time. And I know people will say, well, what about Doom? And I go, yes. But how many games are still running Quake source code at some point? Let's see if I can remember where these are. First of all, what was that? That was Angel Skeleton. Mark that one off. And then also, what's the... Where is it on this list of things? Oh my gosh, that was Wasp number 20 in this guy's list. Quake is doing it. Well, I guess, yeah, true. But like, Quake's legacy is ridiculous, and I don't have to tell you about it because I've got streams about it, so that's all good there. But it is kind of fun. It's like...
Wow. I need to work on my cardio.
I appreciate... If that was a pun blub, I love it. I mean, I'd be shocked.
I could sure use a pony right now.
There's a neat looking level, albeit like... Not even albeit. I kind of like all these areas around here.
Drink coffee yet?
And the saxophone constantly playing. Although, to note as well, we will get one other level where you play as Bart and one other level where you play as Homer. But Lisa here isn't playable in any other level. That is true. Listen, there is no such thing as a bad pun. Every pun is special in its own way. I think the math works out that I can actually afford the costumes, so we might as well buy the costumes. Which means you guys got to choose the costume. So here we go. We got to quick choose the costume. All right, we've got Lisa Cool. We've got Lisa Florida, and we've got Lisa Hockey. Take your picks. I'm gonna purchase all of them, and we're gonna switch between all of them. We got one vote for Cool. We're going Cool. We're going one for Cool. Going. I got like 10 seconds. Cool. I can't count. We're going Cool. Okay, we're going Cool. There we go. I used to always go with the Florida one when I was younger. I think, and I think I know the episode where that's from. It's just a remarkable reference, I guess.
Paid more attention in the gym.
There we go.
Snakes! Snakes everywhere!
Snakes. Is this the yellow dumpster across from the Krusty Bear? It is. There you go. Yeah, he's in there, I guess. Let's smash this. Get some more of these wacky coins.
Millhouse, has Bart been here?
I haven't seen him. Hey, can I buy you a frozen yogurt? I'll throw in 2 dry toppings or 1 wet topping.
Bart's disappeared. You have to help me find
Yeah,
him.
they're definitely...
Well,
I mean, all the
Wally
Quakes,
Weasels.
especially
He likes
Quake
the
3,
smell
I
of
think,
the
had
ball
that
cage.
ridiculous, like, legacy where it's just like, everyone would just keep
The
playing
time
it.
for action is now.
And I mean, I know, like, isn't Doom exactly like that, and
I hope
isn't
kids
Quake
at
1
home
exactly
don't
like that, and
imitate my hitchhiking.
somewhat Quake 2. I don't think Quake 2 quite had the long-term legacy, although I think that game is still pretty
School
neat.
of the streets.
Also, this car is... Oh. You know, he wasn't that far away. I was expecting him to be way further than he actually was. Rank the main Quake games. I probably put 3, 1, 2, 4.
Lisa, what a coincidence. Hey,
Champions.
is that a new dress?
Enemy territory goes somewhere in between 4 and Champions.
I think he's at the Planet Hype.
He's at the Planet Hype. But no, this car is nimble as, so it's finally a bit nicer to have it, because level 2 feels like a struggle when you don't have a tremendously fast car. If anything, out of all the areas in the game, this is probably the most, like, Simpsons Road Rage feeling. You do have this, though.
I hope those were recycled.
Very fun jump. Yeah, Quake 3 does have the issues of being multiplayer only, but I think it stands out so much. Like, it is so well put together.
Oh, hi, Lisa.
Also, Team Arena, I guess, exists if you want to count that as a separate thing, but I'm not counting expansions in there.
I heard Bart might be out by the Springfield sign. Perhaps you'd like to share some chewing gum.
Yes, Millhouse is leading us on a goose chase here. But we get to see more of the level instead of just driving through the same area again and again. As I run over tons of people. This area is like easy place for cops to like go on you though, because there's so many people walking around. Like, yeah, you don't have the traffic problem, but like, you gotta deal with this. Also, you know what I like? How most of the NPCs are actually recognizable. Well, maybe not most of them, but like, there's a bunch of recognizable characters that will just show up. You know what I mean? I don't know. I felt like that's kind of neat. We got a GTA 6 also in the works as well. There's like box art and stuff coming out now, which hopefully confirms that it's really happening. Oh my gosh, this time is a bit closer to the time limit than I was expecting. We did get a trailer. I actually haven't seen the trailer.
Hi, Lisa. My, your hair looks pointy today.
Millhouse, have you seen Bart or not?
I like how they're not going to explain how
Lisa,
Millhouse keeps getting
do
in
you
front of
have a
me.
date for the harvest dance?
This is not a good time.
It's never a good time.
Bart always hung out at the Quickie Mart. Maybe Apu has seen him. Oh yeah, I got my mojo working now.
She's got the mojo working now.
Get out of the way!
Other than that, though, the music's funkin'. It's going good. But yeah, no, I do. Okay, real talk. Like, I didn't realize with the GTA, how would I put it? Like, this is a weirdly big event. Like, even bigger than before. I am noting that this is... Where would this be on the WASP camera list? Near the drain pipe. Number 6 on the list. Which, this drain pipe is also technically an exit from above. But certainly, like, you know, we're starting to see articles of, like, stores shutting on the day. They're like, it's not just going to be a widespread, you know, cycle of people having the day off, but having a look at more of the level, maybe start all over again. Start all over again as in... I've missed the beginning of that phrase, sorry. This would be at the Ye Olde Off-Ramp Inn. This is WASP number 7 on the list. I should probably be, like, writing these down. It's 7 on the list, but I'm getting them out of order, so we're only through there. Games from this era, not super... Oh, yeah. I mean, I think this generation of console games is, like, remarkably well-standing. Like, they don't have weird quirks going on with them, other than, like... Also, again, these buttons are not...
Is that my escort? It's time
And
to
it's floating
get
off the
down
wall.
with the clown.
Get down with the clown? Well, let's do the wager race. I wager I can do this race, I guess. Oh, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Deltarune Part 5 in 5 days. That is, or 2 days. That is true. I mean, that's the thing, is that, like, GTA 6 is a big thing, but I think that's because there's a ton of people who are, like, they will go back for it because, I mean, obviously, GTA is a very well, you know, it's a great value game. You're going to get a ton of enjoyment out of it. It's going to last you a while. GTA Online was a remarkably, like, nifty bonus. You know, I don't think people expected GTA Online to be as, like, big as it really was. This one's always a bit weird because the checkpoint is, like... I mean, you'll see the indicator try to follow the road. I mean, it's been a while, but, like, here I am playing, you know, the knockoff. You can tell that they were influenced by GTA 3. I don't know if I was meant to take the ramp jump. I think I was. That's okay, we'll just have to drive fast. But you can spot the loop on this one. We've got the kind of San Fran style, you know, ramps and stuff. Rampy roads. It's not really San Fran style, but you know what I mean. We've got this dock area, then we got the Hollywood Hills. Isn't Springfield meant to be in Pennsylvania? Does look nice, yes. Sunshine is a nice looking game though. And I guess that's the thing, is that, like, you know, obviously style beats like technical prowess. I think that, especially nowadays, the games that look the best are the ones that have, like, good animations more than anything else. I should really, like, come up with a good shortcut to get around this part, because I swear I'm taking so much time to get through here. Okay. I'm tensing a little bit. Actually, I don't think I need a tense, because I think it's just around this corner. There we go. Congratulations. More money for me. There we go. And now we must drive to the Krusty Burger at the beginning of the map. You can also check this out. This is the Springfield Observatory. But yeah, certainly, I mean, it's a big deal. I don't know anyone personally who's taken the day off, but I feel like it'd be a fairly obvious one. In the end, games are action-packed. Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think that's a problem that all games need to have, is that they need to have identity. It's very easy for games to come out. Like, has there been a recent game come out that was a big flop? I know people are talking about, like, Marathon and stuff in my timeline a ton. I don't know if Marathon really was, like, that poorly selling. It's been out for a while, so it's not like, you know, it's not like it's the, you know, the only one there. Gotta have another silent alarm. Oh. I'm shocking the monkey. Is this the same model of the monkey as the other level? Probably, actually. It does seem low. It does seem low for a concurrent play account. You know, he kind of deserves this for what he did on the last mission. There we go. True, the yellow paint is a very, very terrible trend, though. And to some degree, like, I don't mean to pick on Darkside for, like, everything, but, like, legit, he's been playing Mina the Hollower on, like, a stream, and, like, 1 hour in, he's just, like, rage quitting, basically. He's just like, why do we have to, it's 2026, see? Why do we have to make games this hard? I'm like, I haven't played Mina the Hollower. I played Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight? I've also played Shovel Knight. I think that's probably the more relevant game to be mentioning there. But, like, is it that hard, really? I mean, you can get there eventually. We can buy some cars.
I know I'm a little young to be asking this.
Look, I don't have any special brownies left. I ate
Ooh.
them all.
But do you think I can use your school bus?
Oh, right. Cool. Meet my price and she's all yours, little lady.
This seems quite affordable for a bus. I just can't afford it, but $300 is actually not that bad. I could probably afford it in a hot second here as well, actually. Yes, that does just put you down here. I should probably mental note that one. Yeah, I think Mirror's Edge kind of works. And certainly as well, Mirror's Edge needs it because Mirror's Edge needs momentum. If you stop moving, you know, like, the game doesn't work. And unfortunately, they need to have a vector in order to guide you towards where you need to go in relatively short time. It does mean that you're having to react to things, of course. But people misuse the yellow paint because they're putting it in scenarios where you don't need to react quickly. It's like, I'm standing still. And honestly as well, like, there are smart ways to guide players, and sometimes the red in Mirror's Edge is a tad bit overkill. A tad bit. But remember, I played Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and I didn't have the paint on very much. Actually, I did. They had an arrow. They had like an arrow that would appear across the ground, and I turned that one off. It is a bit derogatory, though. I'll definitely agree there. People use it quite insultingly to mean the terms. Well, what was it? Yeah, it's like, oh, you need to basically be told where to go at all times. I think there's actually a gag back at the observatory that I didn't hit. Yeah, exactly. I think that's a clear one. When I played Shadow of the Tomb Raider, there's too much white paint. It's not yellow, but it's white. It's like they painted every single surface that's conveniently climbable. There should be a telescope in this observatory. Actually, there's two gags I just didn't even get here. That was Shadow of the Tomb. I didn't like the 2013 one as much either. There we go. Gotta use the telescope. Look, it kicks in with an FMV. That's how you know it's important. Yeah, I don't have as much experience with RTS, so I can't really speak broadly about, like, which RTS mechanics are where things need to go. But certainly, yeah, style over realism in the sense of, like, I want to be able to tell what's happening, you know? I think that it's very easy that we could go realistic. Yeah, this is a thing you interact with as well. This should put me at 7 of the gags, right? Yes. So 7 of the gags, 6 of the wasps. I've written down 6. So we're all good there. We're getting there. 7-11, exactly. I don't think there's is there a level where there's 7 gags and I'll just awkwardly be like, how many am I at?
To hit the streets.
That one's a fun one as well, like, because it's got, I mean, like, what am I? I'm playing Fallout 4 right now, and it's like, well, you do need a compass in that game. Like, you do need some way of, like, pointing the player into some direction for the mission, because no one gives good directions. Also, they just say, like, I've put the map on your marker. Oh, the emulator is not having a fun time about this. Emulators hate the particle effects, by the way.
Ah, sweet, sweet tangible rewards.
Okay, pro tip, if you're playing the game on an emulator, software render hates this one part. Seriously, wow. Wow, that was a tremendous one there. Let's see. So that was the Lisa braces. Lisa needs braces. The evil braces, rather. No, it probably works fine. It probably works fine. There's like a classic thing. PCSX2, the software renderer just really struggles on the particle effects. I think you'll probably be able to throw, like, you know, what's another one that's got that? Try Madagascar. I'm pretty sure that one has like a pretty serious effect going on in there.
I have need for speed, car speed.
But I'm pretty sure it would run at full speed on an actual PS2. I don't recall it lagging there. Now, granted, I would be playing the European version. Oh! That's okay, I made it. Although there's nothing up here. This is purely just a convenience when you're driving the opposite direction.
Oh, come on!
Let's keep this nice and clean here. Alright. There's still a bunch of areas to go to, but I think that, you know, you're never going to stop here otherwise. So we might as well stop here now. Oh yeah, exactly, yeah, you're going to get, like, I feel like the Saturn's got a very, very particular look, and everyone always knows the classic wobbly look of the PlayStation 1 because of the integer rounding in all places. Hello, Honorary Simpson.
This is terrible. A very bad man is delivering roadkill to all the Krusty Burgers, which are cheaper than my Quickie Dogs.
How could they do that? I like this kind of follow-up from a previous levels mishaps.
Lisa Simpson at your service.
So I think this is the same. Which mission was it last week where we had the same mechanic? There was something in the first level and you had to bump someone and then pick up the thing that drops like 2 seconds later.
What in the hell were you thinking? Claytest is bringing the pain.
That was technically 2 taps, so...
Kid power!
I do, yeah, I do like the,
Oh, my.
I do like it when games feel a bit interconnected, and especially as well, there's so many games where it's like they have one-off mechanics, particularly around the brown shooter era, which is why I'm maybe a little less favorable towards FPS games from that time. I don't know. One day I'll play GoldenEye 2010, and you'll all understand exactly what I mean.
Pick up, city folks. Get out of the way.
Listen, sometimes, and I don't knock people for the big sellouts. There's tons of things, like, I think I mentioned last week? I think it was last week, and it's like Cursor got bought by Twitter for, $60 billion. And it's like, I think you employ 300 people, which is a decent amount of people, but it's like, yeah, no, take that. Everyone gets $500,000? Is that the math? Yeah. No. No, everyone gets... That's not the math at all. Hold on. 60 billion, 300 means 1 billion for every 5 people, which means 200 million per person? Yeah, no, everyone takes home a large cut of money.
Professor Frank! Professor Frank! My brother Bart is missing. Have you seen him?
Well, let's see now. Bart helped me build a monster and then disappeared in a bright light.
Wow, this is crazy. I need someone to talk to who's wise and learned. Easy as pie.
Okay, sure.
Whatever that is.
Ah, okay, yeah. It sucks when the game gets worse as well. Although as a tech demo, I think the expectations are different. Look at this, all the levels just link. Sorry, all the missions are just right next to each other. Don't have to drive across the map for them.
Bart's lucky red hat fell out of that black car.
Wow, Grandpa, what a great clue. You showed why senior citizens are valuable members of the community.
I think my baby teeth are growing back. That's why I had to punch that nurse.
I better use something big if I want to
Wow.
take my car out. Like that school bus.
Wow, if only I had a school bus on me right now.
Hello, Springfield. I could sure
Moral of the
use a
story
phone
is,
now.
always I as much as I feel like, you know, selling out makes sense, you gotta make your game good. Don't forget the good game. Also, I'd have to look into that game then. I'll tell you how it is. Yeah, I've only got one other real piece of gaming news, and that's what is with aircraft incidents recently. There's been so many weird celebrity deaths in quite a short amount of time. We've lost who's the one? I've got the tweet open here. Claude Guillemot. Guillemot? Yeah. But like, because and I think the other one happened. Did that happen before the last stream or after it? He's not a gamer though, or he might play games, but oh, and that man is dead. There is no one left in that. Yeah, it's crazy. Was he piloting his own plane? I mean, if you're rich, it could. This could definitely be the case, but like, yeah, like how, you know, unfortunate. So I wish all the best for. Oh, and we're going back with another destruction mission. Oh, yeah. Okay, jeez, dude. Flight instructors is actually like the most dangerous job I feel out there, because not only are aircraft intrinsically quite dangerous, but also like you're teaching someone who's less experienced than you. Ooh, that really raised the bar on that one. And he ran over a man. And we're going again. Oh, but I got the police after me. You almost hit a person. I'm trying.
I never saw these guys before.
Come on. Oh, really? I'm trying to Hit him in the face. Okay.
Empty. What's going on in this town? Time to move.
Well, at least murdering people wasn't too bad, but embrace a group in 20. Embrace a group. Listen, embrace a group. I'm so on the fence about because sometimes they publish all right stuff, and sometimes they just destroy it. It's all destroyed. And there's no great middle ground. Alright, let's head out over here next to the, I used to think there's a place on George Street in Sydney. I think it's called the Star Bar. And they got a very similar thing here. Oh, I don't know. I've never been in the Star Bar. I think Geordie Group's performing there in a few months. So where is this on the thing on the top of the Planet Hype? There you go. I don't know if there's anything on top. Nah, you can't go on that building. Going on top of that building, too much work. What's a good cut? I guess we'll just go back in the Malibu Stacy.
I seem to be stranded here.
But yeah, do I have any other gaming news? It's not news, but it's a little bit of just a small topic. There's a weird Twitter thread chain of people going, like, hold on, I'll read this tweet, and this is not a dig at the person who tweeted this, just their opinions. Video games are not a male hobby. My fiance's mum has been a gamer all her life and introduced her son to gaming. Video games are for everyone. Get out of here with your nonsense. You are being delusional. Also, I'm not even going to read the rest of the tweet because it's not about games. But it's one where it's like, I don't know, like people on Twitter, it's very hard to provide full nuance in one singular tweet. And then the moment that you, I guess you do try to give nuance, no one reads it. So it's like, I don't expect that to be quite wise discussion on Twitter. But on the flip side, it's like, I think the point that maybe the original person is making is that the kinds of video games that they play is a very male-oriented kind of hobby there. Okay, so we're going to need like $500 for that, jeez. If you look at like the Switch metrics, I'm pretty sure it's like 86% of the players, according to their own surveys, are all male, and it's just like, certainly I think there's different genres people will point to and go, oh, it's, I'm not too sure if I can explain why it's so wildly one gender for some genres. 3, 2, go! What happened to the 1? But it's also one where it's like, at the end of the day, like, you know, games are for different people. Like, if a game's not for you, that's fine. Does it so happen to end up like, you know, those big demographic sweeps? Sure, definitely. I guess maybe, like, multiplayer. Well, yeah, that as well. Because, I mean, a lot of the surveys and stuff will always point out, like, specifically Match 3 games. And it's like, Candy Crush, I have no idea if that's still a peak game in terms of that kind of demographic. But also, like, it's for a different platform. You know, like, it's not even on, like, various other people's radars. I think phone games are generally, they skew very young and very old. Because, like, you know, I don't think people in the 70s are going out and buying PlayStation 5s as much. I don't think people who are 5 are going out and buying PlayStation 5s. Although they probably shouldn't have phones either. But, like, there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of factors to why the demographics are the way they are. And at the end of the day, it's like, I don't think people should, like, have an issue with the fact that, like, the demographics are a certain way. And I think that's the point I'm going for, is that, like, there shouldn't really be an argument. It should be a, depends how you cut it. Well, that is true. That is true as well. Someone told me the price of the Pro controller. I'm like, oh my goodness. Which, side note, by the way, I am playing this stream on a different controller because, yet again, 8-Bit Dough has failed me, but at least the warranty's there.
Girl, Lisa.
The Pro 3 I have, or had, and I'm getting it replaced, is the firmware has caused the, the firmware keeps telling the controller that when, like, it's not in use for 10 minutes, it goes to sleep. Makes sense, but you should be able to then hold down the start button and it turns back on. And it doesn't. And you can't flick the switch. It doesn't, to switch input modes, that doesn't do anything. it only works once you unplug, or sorry, once you plug it into power and then unplug it again. Once you unplug it again, then it will work. Which is very, very annoying, I guess. Right in front of the lighthouse. That's one, there you go. But no, it is quite annoying. That's all good. Have a good one, Tom. And if you're back, then I will say hi when you're back. So there you go. But yeah, what is this? Controller number 4 from 8BitDo that I've had to get warranty for. I'm sorry, 8BitDo, for that one. I like your controllers. Hey, give me the newsies. Oh, do I really have to jump on the fence to get that? Lisa Lionheart. There we go. And then I get blinded. Ow. I did see the one about Halo requiring an account to play split screen, like per player. Oh yeah, the 8TB SSD. Like, what an absurd price. I kind of get it in the sense of like, people, I don't know, they're charging ridiculous prices for SSDs, and 8TB is not a low amount, like certainly. But also on the flip side, man, you know, what? That's US dollars as well. That's crazy. So let's see. This is next to the crane gag, and now I have to hit crane gag. There we go. I think there's 3 wasps up here. 150,000 bucks. Roughly. I see the buzz collar there. I feel like you can break that, but nah. I don't know if it's possible to actually get a car up here. Maybe if you got the cheat that lets you jump with the horn button. But you probably shouldn't, like, have that. Oh, hold on, let's sneak around. There you go, check this out. This is a secret car. It's actually a pretty alright car, except I think it brakes kind of quickly. But it's still kind of cool. Little secret boat car. Accelerates very quick. It is a bit, well, it's a bit of a curse, but it's also like, that is SanDisk pulling off something very, very silly. And also, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, what is hardware pricing, you know, nowadays? I mean, SSDs aren't as absurd as memory prices, but they're, you know, they are directly affected by it. Or rather, they are. Like, they are memory, so therefore, it deserves, well, not as deserves, but the price is naturally going to go up because the same materials are going up in price. And it sucks. It really sucks. Why is it like this, you know? Oh yeah, exactly, as well. It's like, like the console is a much more fixed price, although they have been, you know, increasing it, but generally that has to be increased based on the retailer's recommended pricing, usually. I don't think there's another wasp up here. So I think it's more on the other side of the ship. I don't really have anything in the world of hardware pricing, unfortunately. Also, you have to nail this, I think. Maybe not nail, because I'm pretty sure you'll land here just from the other jump. Oh, oh no, all good.
So hungry.
There you go, here's the other wasp.
Federally mandated breakfast.
Federally mandated breakfast. I do have 2 pieces on the, or 3 pieces on the world of hardware. First of all, we you know, what is this? I don't think we did. No, you're gonna have to tell me who in particular. While I read out this other story, which is apparently we are in Rumor Town for the names of new hardware releases. We have NVIDIA Blackwell next. We are doing a refresh gen, whether you like it or not.
How'd you like it?
How do you like a newspaper upside your head? Is there a bee here? No, there's no bee. Huh. I don't think there's really much to say about it. It's just kind of the name of a product being listed in the Linux kernel. Also music here. I'm trying to get as close to Small World without actually using it. Craig Duncan and Chief of Staff Louisa Connor. Interesting. But to be fair, I think a lot of people are kind of,
Smoky.
you know, in upcoming poor economic times, it's easy to expect people to leave. Wow, we really just throwing all the wasps here? There's 3 right here in this one area. But yeah, I don't have much to say about Blackwell next, other than I have one bit about Hardware Unboxed. Laying smack about my boy NVIDIA. How could you? Can I land on this? Can I jump on this like it's oh, the rare veteran. Listen, if you're a rare veteran, you know, like, I'm surprised you haven't gotten out and dodged that soon. Although Sea of Thieves is weirdly successful, so good on you for that one. But listen, at some point you'd be like, yeah, you know, can we work on any other franchise? Like, who's the what's the guy? What's his name? The Level Lord? Is that his name? He's fighting his way to get Ultima off of EA.
Why are you working here? Daddy says I should stay here till I learn to control myself at the hardware store. Vroom, vroom. Right. I'll just start racing.
There you go. I'm stealing your news, bro.
One, go!
This is gonna be a weird one in this boat, but we'll see how this goes. Woo! It doesn't steer the greatest. That's the one catch. But it do go. It do go. Oh, it do go.
This is just
I wonder if there's an achievement for doing this. Usually I think the copyright but not the trademark. So is this for the existing games rather than necessarily new ones? So I'm okay for that though. There's like a really like fancy Ultima collection for specifically Windows 95 because you can just run the old DOS games in DOS mode. I'm picking up speed. I'm picking up speed. I don't need to steer. Oh, I kind of need to steer. Oh, oh.
disappointed.
Yes, that that is a reference to the Hercules thing. I love it. Oh, oh, oh. We're good. We're good.
From her mother's side.
Oh, so we can't call it Ultima right on the bat, but he can call it his Ultima. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay.
Maybe a soy pop would.
Oh, we got there in the end. We got there. No sweat. We got there. Check it out. It was the last race as well. I mean, I've been doing laps around this place for a bit. I'm just checking my money because we still need to buy the thingy. If I can't afford everything as well, I guess we'll have a little bit of post grinding. I'm not going to grind in the level.
Surprise.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine.
Maybe I will.
Your starting man for this mission.
But you can very easily just jump between the levels. You don't have to. You don't have to lock it in
3,
all in one go.
2, loser says what?
What?
1, go!
Got him. Got him. The other piece of hardware news is apparently Intel Raptor Lake Next is also going around the rumor mills, and it's a mobile. Well, actually, the rumors were also. Oh,
Not the car.
dreadful corner there. Oh, so he's playing off the fact that his own work should be expiring in copyright. Very interesting. I'll just take this slow. I should be able to turn it like Beckham here. Maybe I should switch to the Malibu car again. Look at that driving. Tremendously terrible. So I was about to get T-boned there by Marge. Oh my goodness. He's not even, well, I mean, he's not even American, but unfortunately the trademarks or the copyright gets owned by, or it gets utilized by America. It's registered in America. And therefore, in order to do sale in America, you have to abide by that copyright. You could sell it, English only, England only, but, you know, are you going to get that far with that? You can't even advertise it. Like, that's the painful part. You might be able to get away with it. Like, I'm not too sure if the English courts would hold the American judgment.
I'm speechless.
But I think the
Lisa.
Americans would get upset.
That was better than you have any right to do.
Wow. Now we got the book burning van. Hooray. Now I'm switching back to the Malibu car. I'm not digging this steering. But yeah, Raptor Lake next is yet another refresh. Again, who knows what the naming is actually going to be, but yeah, originally it was theorized to be a desktop refresh, and it probably still will be, but it will also be a mobile refresh, and it's just like, for reference, Raptor Lake came out at the end of 2023 and had the infamous kind of burning itself until it performed worse than previous generations. Actually, not even that. It literally unstable as heck. That's that. That's only. I still feel that's mostly motherboards were really going hard on the voltages that they should have. I'm not too sure if it's exactly the architecture's fault of the processor, but also still, it's like, yeah, it shouldn't really be doing that. Let's see. This would be on the roof of the Bolorama. I think we're missing only 3 wasps, are we? Yeah, 3 wasps, 3 gags. This one might be one of the worst ones to jump to. Oh, because I got to deal with this camera right here. Look at this.
Limited edition.
I got his soul.
Oh, cool.
It's a tricky jump. But yeah, just heads up, if you're buying a new processor from Intel at some point, check what architecture it is, because I feel like Panther Lake is remarkably good. Even Arrow Lake Refresh is pretty good. And so I'm shocked that they're just going back to Raptor Lake on this one. I guess Arrow Lake regular wasn't that amazing on the desktop side.
Excuse me, Chief Wiggum. Can you help?
But still,
I gotta find my brother.
how strange.
Sorry, little girl. I'm busy collecting evidence on Jailbird. We're busting him on the 3 strikes law.
How many strikes do you have so far?
No strikes. But that's only because I'm a very, very bad cop. Now, first of all, if we're gonna go undercover, you will need a disguise.
You mean like an eye patch?
Hey, good one. If we could afford a disguise like that, I wouldn't be getting paid in potato chip coupons.
So what disguise do you have?
Well, here's one of Ralph's old Halloween costumes.
Fine, wait here and I'll get changed. You have a
What are the odds that you chose the right costume, by the way, Faye? Look at that, the camera knows what I'm going for.
The time for action is now.
Alright, we need to collect the evidence. Last story, and this one's a bit of a hilarious one, is AMD Zen 6 Olympic Ridge. So the new stuff that's...
Counterfeit designer jeans.
Whoa.
The foulest of all crimes.
The new Zen 6, allegedly, reportedly, rumors, will drop the iGPU entirely in exchange for a dedicated NPU, which means you won't be able to do basic graphics output out of the processor. You'll have to have a dedicated graphics card on the side for that. It's not the end of the world, and honestly, the one that's on Zen 4 and Zen 5 CPUs is not that amazing, but it does drive displays, which I feel like is kind of useful. Now we're going to drive all the way back. But to replace it with an NPU, I guess it's like you need to have software that leverages on a Saturday. Yeah, exactly. You need to have software that leverages the fact that you have an NPU in your computer chip, which is a bit of a weird one because it's like the only things with NPUs are mobile chips. I guess, you know, someone's going to make the plunge eventually, sure, but like...
And strike 3, littering. All right, we got all we need on this lowlife. Now,
We got
about
him.
your brother. I've seen lots of mysterious government types over at the docks. Maybe they send him on a nice cruise. They got some great package deals these days. 5 buffets per boat inclusive.
Thanks, Chief. You are a good cop after all.
You're just saying that.
Yes, I am. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I got my mojo working now.
Unfortunately, I cannot take the police car for my own endeavors right now. Oh, and he's and he's just gone. He's gone. Okay, sure. But also it's like, yeah, you know what? You can actually run on you know, on GPUs, Vulkan, and therefore machine learning models. Like, there's a bit of weird irony where it's like, well, they're doing this so that you can run the machine learning models, but we could just put better GPUs in them. In fact, we've even got like Strix Point and Strix Halo, where it's like you've got good GPUs integrated into the processor, and they perform very well at the machine learning stuff. So like, what are we doing here? At the end of the day, I don't think people mind too much in the sense of like the you know, the iGPUs in these things are not particularly great, but I feel like there's utility out of having you know, graphics output, and they're just going, no, you don't need that. And it's like, oh, but now I can't debug things with my processor without a graphics card. So, very odd one. Do I have any other stories? There was a very brief one around AMD removing memory encryption from consumer Ryzen CPUs in a BIOS patch. There is, yeah, I'm trying to end on that one because I know that's gonna go on for a bit. In fact, actually, I really only have 2 more stories. So after this, but yeah, I'm not too sure where the remaining gags are off the top of my head. I think there's one. Oh, 2 of them are in the Android dungeon, and one of them's in here. And I'm pretty sure the remaining, yeah, one of the wasps is somewhere in here. Is it on the way here? Is it to my left here? Look at that whole area you can go on foot. No, it's all good. But what a very weird one, because it's like the processors literally supported this hardware like feature. Granted, a feature that I don't think many people would particularly use, which is someone froze my computer and oh, sorry, someone has hacked my computer. No, yes, someone has taken my computer, physically frozen the memory, and inspected the charge in all the memory cells in order to observe what the state of the computer was at. This process effectively does a bit of cryptography on it. It's very particular. Most people probably will not have this feature on, but it was supported. It did work on consumer processors, and they've casually removed it. Or at least they did until people noticed. And then they went, oh snap, let's move it, let's put it back. Look at that, all the wasps done. Easy. Listen, if you're good at platforming... Oh my gosh, we brought back the fans, really? I'm not a fan of this platforming, I tell ya. Do I gain anything by... Oh, I do! Oh, I probably don't, because that's... Oh, no, I do. There you go. I'm not too sure what that one gag is, though. I don't think it's here. But sure. There we go. Let's continue to do the lap around just so I nail everything here. Yeah, there's a few like kind of shortcuts around there. That's all good. But yeah, no, AMD's got the feature back. So if you were concerned about having this feature, sure. But it is weird where it's like companies just take features away because I don't know, they intended to charge you so much more for it later or something like that. I don't get it. So that's all good. Well, not good, but hey, you know. At least positive outcome of the thing. The thing has returned, I guess, which is a bit odd. I do wish that if the feature can exist on the consumer chips, just do it. Like, you know, whatever. You don't mark up your stuff as much. Ah, I saw that on the way up. I hadn't clarified. It hadn't clicked in my head that there was indeed a card chilling up there. And that's the last card as well. There we go. This is going to be a fun jump. But yeah. The only piece of AI news I particularly have is apparently, look at that, new bonus game track. is apparently ChatGPT has actually dropped below 50% market share. Market share is not the best term, especially when they're all going public right now. It's probably not that. But in terms of like measuring how many monthly users exist of AI products, and maybe some of this has an overlap, as in someone could be a user of multiple AI products, ChatGPT has dropped below 50%. They, like, if you sum up the number of monthly users of every other AI service, whether this is Google Gemini, Claude, Grok, DeepSeek, Perplexity, Meta AI, Copilot of some kind, or other, the nebulous other category, which is somewhat big, who knows what it includes, that category of all of the rest is bigger than ChatGPT, and that's significant because ChatGPT, you know, has always had like 80% of the market. Well, maybe not always, but at least 2 years ago, they had 80% of the market. They were dominating. And now they're sitting here like, are they even the best model? I don't particularly know if anyone thinks that anymore. I think I need to go back in here. We need to figure out if there were gags in here again. Look at that. Oh, you know. There you go. That's a gag. Radioactive man and his arm moving. So, that's my only real AI story. So, yes, let's talk about Stop Killing Games for a moment. Stop Killing Games has failed in the EU. They basically went, yep, you know, we appreciate your gusto, and that's that. Have a good one. They're not going to pass a bill. They're not going to... What is the car I'm missing? Oh, the bonus mission. I haven't even found the bonus mission, wherever that is. But they're not going to pass any legislation now. They're like, we talked about it. We have agreed. We don't need to pass legislation. And... yeah... it's not a good outcome, because I guess the whole point is that, like, we need to pass legislation. I guess a worse outcome would be, like, no one actually cares about Stop Killing Games. But I think there were some good discussions along the way. I think there's certainly quite a bunch of... yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. They came out of a meeting and then, like, 20... I don't know. I'm making up a story of this. Of, like, oh, 20 minutes later, they suddenly came to the agreement. They're like, oh, you know, like, this would really hurt the game industry all of a sudden. How bizarre. But no, I think, you know, we sort of expected that there was going to be an outcome like this where, you know, like, the politicians. The politicians aren't going to, you know, think of this in the same way as the regular laymen's or the people who are signing this petition. And unfortunately, it is, you know, is there a conflict of interest? Well, yeah, exactly. They have a contingency plan. First of all, the big thing with the Stop Killing Game stuff is that it spurred on a lot of conversation, as well as also, this is just the EU's, you know, plan that, you know, didn't make it through. It's not stopping the California one at the moment, and it also won't stop individual countries should they, you know, think of this and go, ah.
William said there was some strange stuff going on around here. Have you noticed anything weird? You know, black sedans, guys with dark glasses.
Yar, maybe I've seen something, and maybe I haven't. Render me a favor, and it might jar me memory. Haha.
What favor?
I've got a shipment here of live mackerel. Can ye navigate the fishies to the finest restaurants in the squid port?
Those poor fish. I mean, sure, I'll help. Let's just
gotta stop those morals right there. Alright, this one... oh boy.
One fish delivered to a happy home.
Delivered, yes. This is not a particularly great car to be doing this in. I'd probably prefer the Malibu car for almost everything going forward.
Plenty of good living here.
But yeah, I still think that, like, you know, it was healthy seeing a good conversation and somewhat a one-sided conversation arise the moment that there's legitimate pressure to pull this off, and or the Stop Killing Game stuff. And I really hope that, you know, like, you know, hopefully game... what I really want is that you don't need government to exactly step in, but you do need the entities to feel afraid. You need them to, like, go, hey, you know what? People, like, how would I put it? Maybe not afraid in the sense of, like, we're threatening their lives, but rather that, like, they're running their business like this, and, you know, there needs to be a loud enough voice of people who are going, hey, we're not good for you, you know, we're not going to be a customer if you're doing this. And I think that's the other thing as well, is that, like, most of the Stop Killing Game stuff, you know, as much as, like, 1 million signatures is good, I mean, like, you know, if every single one of those people never bought any of these companies' games ever again, they would still be like, yeah, you know, but, like, we sell tens of millions of units of games, you know, every year, so, like, losing 1 million, if that's, you know, how to line up the number correctly, also, oh, we're good. We got there. We're good. And unfortunately, I have to drive all the way back to the beginning. That is the final mission, so the only thing I'm missing really is the one gag, which I have no idea where this is, and also the, I mean, I have the idea, it's at Wally Weasel's, but I don't know where Wally Weasel's was. And then also I have to find the bonus mission, and I don't actually know where that is. Have I just been actively driving past it? We were prepared, hence we're pushing forward with European, Europari EN, amending Stop Killing Games to the Digital Fairness Act. Yeah, there is that. I'm not as big a fan of kind of omnibus kinds of bills, you know, like, hey, we're tacking onto this existing bill. It's like, oh, okay, but, like, does it make sense? Oh, look at that, a bonus mission.
Principal Skinner, Bart's missing.
Bart's gone? What a tragedy. To get your mind off this terrible loss, which we all feel, why don't you run a few errands, or as I call them, grief helpers for me?
But Bart's only missing.
Well, looking for that little monster, I mean treasure, can't help anything. You might as well pick up Mother's dry cleaning for me.
Okay, sure.
Lisa Simpson at your service.
Maybe I'll learn what these locations are called. Kablooey. But yeah, you know, like, how would I put it? People gotta boycott these companies. I think that's probably the most effective sign of,
You goon!
Yeah, wow, Mother loves clean house dresses and old lady underwear.
Principal Skinner, I really should get back to my search.
Maybe these gold stars will change your mind?
All right.
gold stars. Heck yeah.
This is a worse car wreck than your love life.
Yes, Mother.
Driving the long way around, I'm sorry.
It's their fault for walking today. Move your car, you
That's a me moment right there.
I banged my head. You're getting a spanking, Seymour.
Fine, Mother.
Here we go. More cutscene. More chatting to people.
I need Principal Skinner's dinner.
Here, do you want to try a new crusty ribwich?
I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, there's no meat in it. Just paste and MSG.
Principal Skinner, I can't help you anymore.
Now we're going on.
I need to search for Bart.
Lisa, I apologize from the bottom of my Vietnam veteran's heart. I promise this next stop will be the last. I seem to have soiled myself.
I won't question the value of this activity.
But yeah, I mean, I still appreciate the conversation that was had with Stop Killing Games, and I do find it's an interesting and it struck a nerve as a topic.
Just right.
I wish I knew steamed hams like perfectly to quote it.
Hi, little girl. Ah, you're so cute. Here's the principal's antifungal cream.
Ew.
Is antifungal cream really that gross? I mean, like...
Don't worry, Ralph Wiggum has the same problem. I mean, hopefully antifungal cream is a short-term thing that you use, not chronic. EU legislation is going through either way. Yeah, he did say that. I'm curious about the, like, how confident he is.
He was very confident about regular stop killing games. Oh my goodness, no! I've done this so poorly.
Do know how to drive, right?
Oh, I should have looked for glass. Because the worst part about failing a mission is that you gotta do it all over again.
Hello, Springfield.
True. What lies entirely in your kitchen?
You even crash your car like a wuss.
Yes, Mother.
I'm amazed at like steamed hams, like,
Wow, Mother
because
loves
steamed hams is like so far after the actual like episode ends, right? Like the meme itself. It's always fun when like a lot of memes come in and out of cultural relevance. They show up for a moment and then suddenly like, you know, they're gone.
Yes, Mother.
Now they're back. It's like YouTube poops, you know. The disguise says TikToks, or brain rot in particular. Kids don't know, but it really is. It really is its own kind of enigma.
Principal Skinner, I can't help you anymore. I need to search for Bart.
Lisa, I apologize from the bottom of my Vietnam veteran's heart. I promise this next stop will be the last.
There we go. Round the corners. I feel like I'm taking this pretty smoothly. I mean, I guess I should be driving straight through like this, which I always and about that automatic little panel there. It really does.
I hope Bart gets blamed for that.
Hey, you drive as well as I practice medicine.
The secret is to park the car very far away. What's the Noiseland Arcade? Is that like... That is all the way at the top though, is it? That's why it's recommending I go this way instead. Oh, really?
Oh, big man thinks he can drive fast. Don't make me laugh.
You can't cheese this area though.
Beat it, friend, before I teach you to move.
I'd move if I were you.
Alright, come on. Up here. Oh, it's at the corner, isn't it? Ah! We're good. Yeah, that was the end of the mission. I was like right there.
Mother's laundry, dinner for Edna and me, and some personal items. Now, if you can just help me find a place that carries Mother's favorite canned aspic.
This is ridiculous. I can't keep doing errands for you. I've got to find Bart.
For helping me with my ridiculous errands, I suppose I owe you something. If you need help recovering your brother's body, living body, give me a call.
I won.
We got his car. Which I'll proceed to hijack someone else's car. That was a proper hijack as well. Okay, where is this Wally Weasels? That sounds like somewhere... Who knows? I've got it written between like yellow dumpster across the street from the Krusty Burger and crane on top of the ship, which is a fairly wide kind of part of the map.
I hope these are recyclable.
Given that they named it, I should probably be able to see it, right? Also, isn't it weird there's another Krusty Burger just like 2 shops down on the map? If I was a betting man, it would be on the dock somewhere. I've driven past that ramp so many times, so... Oh, I'm not going fast enough. Oh, just fast enough. Okay. But then now that I'm on the docks, you know, where would you imagine Wally Weasels is? And you'd probably see the glowy as well, right? I'm not starting the mission right away. Let's open this up in another tab. Hold on. Give me an image. Because otherwise I'm never going to find this. Let's see. Gags. Wally Weasels. Oh my goodness, it's right at the top of the map. And I've just driven right past it. Oh no, I can't believe it. Oh well. Sorry, Sea Captain Man. We're gonna have to drive back for a moment.
Oh dear.
It's not being ammo, I just don't know where the building is. Or is it on me because you saw this? I don't know if you guys saw this before. The gag itself. Maybe you actually would have guessed which building is the Wally Weasels. Driving past it 8 times. Listen, none of you called it out. I'm sharing the blame on this one. Equal blame. Yeah, I guess which building is Wally Weasels. They're like, I don't think I saw this. Don't worry. These kids are dead, by the way. There we go. Worth it. Worth it. And yes, I love that sign.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've been having to, how would I put it? The games I've been playing this week have been somewhat, I got a couple of exciting ones, and then a couple of like, oh my goodness ones. So I might as well describe the quickie one I played. I played yesterday, Cosmic Smash. It's a game on the Dreamcast. Actually, it's an arcade game, but it has a Dreamcast, fairly faithful Dreamcast port. It's a real arcadey game. I can only describe it as what if Arkanoid is actually, or Breakout, whichever one it is. What if it's actually? Yes, I know the VR exclusive.
Now, I can tell you.
Such an amazing comeback for a it's not even a franchise, it's just like a weird one-off game that's like, oh, look at that VR exclusive. Makes a lot of sense though. Oh, they've got a non-VR version. Ooh, very nice.
The time for action is now.
We must destroy the black limo. This would have been easier in the school bus. This really would be easier in the school bus. What's up, Tom? How you doing? But yeah, no, it's a weirdly interesting game, Cosmic Smash. I would definitely give it a recommend. The only thing I'd kind of say is that it's incredibly short. You will, like, if you don't know what you're doing, and you'll get immediately filtered by the 7th level, you will pretty much, like, yeah, I am not doing this in this car. So, we will try this again. Also, this lets me double check my level progress is indeed... This all looks good, yes. Okay. I am curious. Might be like Super Hot, where I complain about the value proposition of the base game or the first game, and then I never really, you know, considered the sequels, because I thought, oh, the first game was so short, like, they're all going to be like that, even though it's a bit of a fallacy. It probably isn't true. The school bus is just infinitely better than the Plow King. Like, you might as well use the school bus for everything. Is the camera clip? Okay, I was like... I mean, yeah, totally. But it is weirdly short for the on the Dreamcast, because after you finish the 7 levels, you know, you get a choice of branching paths, several choices of branching paths, and it's pretty cool. The interface is really neat. The whole presentation and the vibe of it is actually like an absolute jam. But at the end of the day, it's also, yeah, you see what I mean? Like, limo has no... Oh my goodness, there goes the sea captain. Like, he's got a bit of health, but the school bus will definitely help here. And the topics, I'm talking about Cosmic Smash on the Dreamcast. But yeah, I definitely say if you're a Retro Achievements guy, definitely give that one a play. It's a great fun little time. It'll take you quite a bunch of sessions or a bunch of runs to really nail a proper beat the game with the default time limit. So I'd say just practice. Just give yourself more time and work your way into it, but you'll get there in fairly short order. Kind of seems like an alright game to burn like $10 on if you're at the arcade as well. Also, hilariously, when you finish a run in that game, it gives you a code, which you then have to immediately write down on your hand, such that when you go home and you visit the website, you can type in the code. Like, I don't get it.
Oh, God! I destroyed the limo and killed Bart!
There's the bot.
No murderer ye be. He wasn't in the limo. He got out and he boarded that ship.
Can you take me there?
Nah, I hate the sea.
Okay.
The school of the streets. I go, girl. Careful!
What?
Oh, I've gone about this the wrong way.
Oh, no!
Because he's probably on the boat and I need to do the jump. Alright. There's our scam. Scam of the week. Right there. I hope Twitch sees this. Legit, like, how long have I been having, like, bot spam? It's been actually, like, years, right? Oh, you can share it. Share it now. I've got another game, but I'm gonna do a long rant about it, and I need to rant about hardware box. Same.
Bart! Bart! Snap out of it! Oh, I gotta wake him up. Bart, how old are you? What's your favorite catchphrase?
Kiss my grits.
It's no use.
Kiss my
His
grits?
brain is even more broken than usual. All I can do is take you home and get you a diaper. Easy as pie.
We did it.
That is.
And that's it. 100% level 3. We done skis. I guess I can come back to this one. So we did it. And there's a mysterious shape found in the field. Or the what are the news, Fetty? Also, now we are Marge in level 4. This takes place back in the same town, the same Springfield area as the first level.
A leprechaun.
But it's nighttime. It's dark, which means you have to interact with the TV. Also, hi, bot.
I'll crunk with this, sweetie. What's causing your ooga booga talk? My special little guy's noogle has turned to goo-goo. The whole
And his
town's
head is
gone nuts.
massive.
Security cameras, mysterious vans, crop circles. There's got to be a connection. Maybe the police know something.
You would have imagined that there was a an FMV cutscene somewhere in the middle of this level. Or between the levels, but there wasn't one. But yeah, we're back here. And it's dark, so... Oh. I guess I'll follow the police. You'll notice that some of the civilian cars keep changing between the levels as well. So we've got these nuclear vans and garbage trucks. Wow, he's going fast. Recap of the news. Stop Killing Games didn't pass. That's it. That's the news. And if you want to buy Intel CPUs in the next year, just watch out if some of them are Raptor Lake and the price isn't that great. You probably can't watch out. They're on a different socket. It's probably LGA 1700 again.
Ah, that's cute. I'd love to help, but I got sugar withdrawal real bad. The donut store is closed, and I got a monkey on my back screaming for Cruller. Oh, he's screaming.
You must get the donuts back. Good thing there's a donut van right here.
Are you blind?
Oh, I got one hit off, so... But yeah, if you like seeing new environments, too bad. There's not going to be any new environments for the rest of the game. Unfortunately. There will be slight differences, you'll notice, in places. Oh my goodness, by the way. Sorry, people with the same haircut.
Oh my goodness!
Just gotta ram this vehicle and pick up the thingies that come out of it. Oh, and he's shortcutting. So Fetty, tell me your news. You said, oh, I got all these news. I need to tell him. Tell him. This is your time. This is your moment. I'm specifically not talking about Digital Devil Story Megami Tensei. Someone interviewed Stuart Copeland. He's not. I wasn't expecting him to be involved. I was surprised they got Tom Kenny, but I wasn't expecting Stuart Copeland to come back. So it's fine expected. That as well, Enter the Dragonfly wasn't that great. So I know it's going to take like key direction in order to pull that off. I will say though that it might need to get him back for the remaster, but at the same time, it's like, you know, there's something fun about in the moment. So, hey, you know, I don't think it's a huge deal breaker. What I want is if there's a new composer, I want them to do just as good a job. I'm on the fence about whether it should be in the same style. I think we'll see. Although I shortcutted that whole section there. There we go. Hi. We're good. We're good.
Boy, for a busy
Rip Game Republic.
Sure get results. That crop circle's at Cletus's shack. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a truck full of donuts to eat. I'm gonna need a lot of coffee.
I won? I'm sorry.
We did it! And then I got zapped. How could you? Come on. Come at me. Well, I did get him then, I guess. Game Republic. They a mobile company? So, okay, so this is a WASP camera at the... where is this on my list? I don't see this on my list, which is very odd. He was right outside the donuts. Was he not? Where is this? Back of the blue house. Like, these are all at the beginning. Roof garden, the Quickie Mart, gas station. Also the roof of the gas station next to the, on the side roof. I'm just going to attribute to that one. Why was it on the ground? Who knows? I don't know any of those games. But alas, company's shutting down. It's a tough market. Also, if you're making licensed games all the time, it's you're really at the mercy of a lot of factors beyond the quality of your games. Are Dragon Ball Z video games that, you know, well sold these days? Yeah, no, I never played any of those. I never even heard of any of those. I mean, Clash of the Titans is like a, you know, it's a movie tie-in. But like, I don't know, that's it's not my scene. Sometimes these games just don't. Oh, that was Giant Enemy Crab Game? Ah, I take it back. Alright, let's see if we can get this card. Whoa, whoa. Good thing I can double jump.
This goes in my hope chest. Oh boy. Whoa, wee.
Oh, there's another wasp. This implies that this wasn't the wasp that I hit. I wrote this down on my list, so... I think it's incredible that that game is a sequel as well. Okay, alright, come on, come on. This is the worst angle to hit a wasp. And also the worst angle to get all the coins. Yippee!
Oh boy.
There we go. Alright, well in that case, I'm just gonna like double note that one. I think I got it twice. I don't know. I definitely have smashed 3 wasps, and I can't explain where that first one was from. It's not on my list. This would imply that there's one on top of the Quickie Mart. But I mean, it is mostly the same level again. In fact, some of the gags are all in the same places, you know. maybe there's no wasps up here. Oh, I guess not. It's kind of weird that the company would, oh, Tango Gameworks. Oh, rip Tango Gameworks, though. I don't know if I can afford all the costumes, so we'll, comment on one, and I'll hit all the gags. We got Inmate, we got Classy, and we got Police. You get to choose one, and I'll be back for the rest later.
Yeah, freezer burn on my beard.
Silent alarm.
What do you have that won't put too much meat on my caboose?
I would be happy to suggest these new pretzel rods.
Oop.
They're made by an oil company.
Yes, the Larry the Looter cutscene still applies. It's the same cutscene, you just have to watch it again. We're going classy? We're going classy, okay. Isn't that weird, though, that, like... Because legit, I just hit the same 5 gags that were in the previous, you know, level 1 as well. And there you go, that's 6 gags. Why are we reusing all the gags? Come on, guys. Let's see, here we go. We're on classy. There we go. I don't know which episode this one's from. It is funnier the second time. It just keeps happening, you know? Also, yeah, a lot of the signs keep changing.
Really bad day.
With a name this bad, we must be good. Nice. It's a lot of, like... The fact that I haven't even moved any of this, by the way. And for note, every one of these levels actually takes place on a different day. So even though, like, you know, we've gone from daytime to nighttime over the course of these 4 levels, they're actually all on separate days. And yet they still haven't cleaned that up.
Whoops.
I wonder if they had ideas for another theme of level at some point. I'm actually curious. I would love to, like, talk to someone who, like, worked on this game, because, like, I'm curious about the dev process. It does seem like they had a lot of, you know, a lot of ideas and a lot of prowess on executing.
I'm not very good at this.
Let's just reverse back into this right here. Look at that, 2 wasps. Hold up. Excuse me, wasps, I'm hitting the boxes here. There we go. But yeah, most of the... Oh, are you clipping in the car? Unearthed 360 game. And that 360 game is Guitar Hero 7. It's not. That's not recently unearthed. It does exist, though. Oh, sorry, not Guitar Hero 7. I wish there was a demo of Guitar Hero 7. The Warriors of Rock beta. Band Hero 2, that was the real one. War of the Worlds inspired mecha game. Huh. Oops. There you go. Note those down.
All for March.
This is jammed. And I broke the swings yet again. You can jump in this building, though. Because we couldn't go in this room before. Now you can see the, Itchy and Scratchy doll. And the comic book. And also buying outfits. And also, holy crap, is that a real working mirror in my PS2 game? Move over, NVIDIA. It's nice that you can buy the costumes here, though, I guess. Build from December 2008. It's kind of interesting that there's nothing in here other than that happening. Sure, okay. I will take that. I think that actually is a gag. I don't know how I triggered that. I was hitting X. One when you run from the titular mecha. Anyway, I gotta blow up the grill. Gotta blow up the talking tiki. Or just interact with it. You know, as you do. And then jump into the next room, and we got the Flanders bomb shelter.
Stranger danger.
In fact, I think all of these are exactly the same gags. I don't think there's any new ones. It's just the exact same 15. A lot of money here, though. You could probably keep jumping between level 1 and level 4 and just keep getting all of these boxes that just sit at the beginning of the level. I do wish it wasn't as much a grind, but hey, you know, you gotta put the coin somewhere, and you gotta expect the player to earn them, so sure, okay. Let's get some wheels and drive in the other direction. Commodore, the American one, has announced a new big project. Commodore 65. Give us 2 more iterations, we will get to the meme, I swear. Callback 8020. Oh, I love 8020. That's the name of a Nokia phone, is it not? I saw the price on that one. I know of the price. It's silly. It's so absurd. Like, I don't hate the idea of a dumb phone, but oh my goodness, what are you guys doing? It's $500 US, by the way. To be fair, you could buy 6 of them before you bought that 8TB SSD, but yeah, it's like $500 US is absurd given that you can get like very normal entry-level phones for $100. There is at US, that is. But like there is no reason at all to like have a phone that expensive. I've gotten 8 cameras, so I probably did get all the ones. I wasn't checking them off quite as well as I wanted to. Also, isn't it weird Ralph's here?
Hi there, Mr. Smiles. They won't let me touch money anymore.
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
I'm a choo-choo. Choo-chee, choo-chee, choo.
Okay. But I don't understand the $500. I assume it's research more than the actual like material cost, like just the fact of like, hey, we're making a phone like this, and for some odd reason they just spent so much money on the actual research and design. Yeah, Ralph's literally right here. Like, how do you manage to pull that one off?
Little Ralphie Wiggum, how are you?
Candy makes me happy, then tired.
So, what are you doing here?
2 ugly monsters named Patty and Selma say you have to race.
I wonder what relationship Patty and Selma have with Marge.
6, 12, 1, go!
Woo! This is cheeky because that car is absurdly fast and invisible.
Oh, that's gonna cost me. Ooh.
Oh, okay, stuff it. Oh, I should be going in a faster car, really, shouldn't I? Let's see if I've got this. Because all I gotta do is rock the shortcuts. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. He is a speedy boy, though. I'm not speedrunning, but I'm generally taking it a bit quicker than the average person. Because I played this game before. Where's the finish line on this one? I don't think I would be driving the Canyonero if I wanted to take this fast. And I wouldn't be driving like that. He's already overtaken me. We are not getting anywhere. Also, can I just commend your name, Mr. Poopy Gonzalez 69? That is a tremendous name. I love it.
Okay, Marge, stick to the plan.
I feel like I've got this all of a sudden, and I don't know how, but sure. I always get concerned that I'm about to, like, clip one of those, like, things on the side. This guy's gonna... Oh, we're good. Oh, that's the end. Look at that, first go. First go.
You're finally turning your
Somehow.
life around.
I don't know how I did that.
In charge.
Large Marge. She is happy chappy.
Road rage building.
Marge would totally be the most like, what I ate for dinner? I had some reheated 4 and 20 pies, which sounds kind of cheap and cliche for an Australian, but legit 4 and 20 pies are always yummy. So, not reheated, they're frozen. But they cook very nicely in the oven, so. There are no thingies here. How odd. After 19 years of long attempts. I'm surprised that they're remaking games in the Earthbound engine. I feel like you could just there's better engines out there. Sauce, a little bit of sauce, but only a little bit. The pie's already quite like moist, you know. Like I don't really need the sauce too much.
What are you doing?
But I can't use my hands
Daddy and
because
Selma
straight out of the
trapped
oven,
me
it's actually
indefinitely,
boiling.
so I'm doing their job for them now.
Well, I'm sure it's building character.
You have to win these races and you'll get yourself a new car or something. I don't know. I'm so tired.
Sounds like fun. Hang in there.
Okay. Yeah, I know other ones on.
The car fumes are making me dizzy. Whoa. Oh.
Just do it.
3, 2,
Hold on. Hold on.
1. Ugh.
No time for caution.
I remember failing this and then like absolutely hating that I had to sit through that every time. But it's a fun drive because you've got this whole part open up. Surprisingly, this version of the level is actually the most open version of it. Okay, that is not at all how I wanted to reverse out of that, but sure. Can you do much as grown? I think this is a very personal question there. I don't know if I could do a groan. It's such a voice killer, you know. When you just gotta do a growl and kind of like keep it up pitch. I can't do. I got one syllable in, and I'm already voice cracking on.
I'm driving my car.
I don't know. I'm trying. I'm trying. I did it. I did it. I used to actually like nail it a bit better, but my upper range is absolutely dying. Also, you gotta falsetto it. I don't know what to say. You put me on the spot. Well, I hope I don't damage the car too much, but I should be able to wing it through here. So 2 Gilbert Godfrey next. It's not happening. I'm not doing Gilbert Godfrey again. It was one and done. Thank you, emulated freezes at coincidentally the exact same time every Monday. It's less we did it with the Aladdin game and more that my religion dictates that I don't do it too often. Like that kind of angle. Look at that, smooth operator right there.
But I can't.
Marge in charge.
Large Marge. Here we go. Alright, we might as well check out. I can't check it. Can I check it out? I don't know why I was so blind I didn't notice that the doors were open, the gates were open. The gates of doom were open. Let's see if they got a wrench somewhere in there.
Is this going to affect my insurance?
Look at this whole wide open area. It's just completely unused. I'm surprised they're going straight in for a remake. Oh, sorry, for a set there, but you know, power to them, I guess. I mean, I'll advocate for more people going for more SingStar sets, you know? We don't have enough people working on SingStar sets. I've been very lazy. I'm very sorry if anyone on actual Retro Achievements land is, it does feel proportionally big. I'm glad I have to jump over the step. Not sure what's going on there. This is on the staircase. Pew, pew, pew. Now you get to finally see this office. And destroy everything in it. I could. Like, I mean, the only reason why I haven't particularly for SingStar Pop is that it is slightly different on the inside. And, I've not particularly been, very dedicated in finding all the stuff. So, if I have to extend the time, I apologize. But on the flip side, as long as I'm not holding it from someone, then that's okay. It's just where Homer punches Mr. Burns. I'm not too sure if that happened. It might. Might be actually where that happened. What a fun little place, though. with a little card in here. That is a cursed picture right there, which is probably from the show, but also, ooh. The less I see that, the better. Which is why I'm going to click on View Cards and show it in its full JPEG glory. Look, they even tell you which episode it's from. That's how you know. I don't know what AABF 18 is, though. But sure. Look at this wonderful starry happy... Oh, it is that! It is that! No! No, not that moment. Oh! Not for you mentioning it, but for me remembering it. Good thing there's nowhere else to go in this building. Like, at all. Oh my gosh, driving. This is secretly a Going Quackers sequel, and you didn't notice. Listen, we have the potential for 4 sets of this game, by the way. We can make a standalone set any day now, but no one will. It's kind of fun hitting these guys with a car now. I think there's 2 boss here. This should put me at what, like 12? We're at 12 on the number of wasps? I think we are. You feel like a pie? Well, you bet. I mean, if you want to eat one, definitely. If you feel like you are a pie, then you might want to get that looked at by a doctor. But pies are better than donuts, though, unless you actually have holes in you. Maybe you have your ears pierced or something. I guess you technically are a donut.
Look out!
You got it.
Actually, isn't everyone a donut when you think about their digestive system? Maybe. Yes, we gotta do all this platforming again just to find all the goodies up here. Driving skills. The devil is called Pi 345. That is not what Pi is. It's Pi 314.
Touch this.
Whatever happened to, like... I'm curious why 345. I'm very curious why anyone chooses any numbers in their name. I used to have, a screen name that would have, like... I think I'd choose very random numbers, but they'd use... Well, not random, but, like... I'd choose, like, 100, 1001. I wouldn't choose, like... You know, 2 very odd digits. I could ask him, yeah, why 345? Well, you see, that's the melting point of iron. Or something like that.
I always end up doing it.
One day I will play Beyond Good and Evil and I will tell you exactly that you are on the money. But until then, I will tell you that you are exactly on the money. Yippee! You're telling me they didn't put anything up here again? Okay, time to fall. It's a funny run, though, I'll tell you that.
Just let me catch my breath.
We do have the Duff Truck.
I could really use a lift.
Possibly one of the worst vehicles in the game because you'll just see how slow it is. But it is good for climbing up into places if you ever need to. I do hear it's a... Yeah, I do hear Beyond Good and Evil is a very neat game. Maybe I'll play it and I'll be like, you know, this deserves it right next to Rayman 2 there. Pew, 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 pew. Safest thing to reject. I have played the OG Spyro. I've played all 3 OG Spyros on this channel. Actually 4 if you include Enter the Dragonfly, and 5 if you include Season of Ice, which I played earlier this year. I have the intention to play through the other GBA games at some points in subsequent years. So Hero's Tale will be after the GBA games, unfortunately. Look at that, crop circle. So JPEG. I remember this being way better quality when I played it. What happened? PS2 be like... It's weird as well. I'll play various games on the PS2 and it's like, oh, this, you know, all these graphics hold up very well. Is it the emulator? I'm curious. Can I get out of this car or can I just mash triangle at the wrong threshold? Come on. Come on. Ah, it's just that, like, man, if only I had a tall vehicle that I could use to, like, gain some height next to this guy. But yeah, I mean, you could be right. It could be the emulator. That's, like, actually rendering it very JPEG. Look at that. Now I can jump on this and kick this wasp in the face. Or I can just... What is... Yeah, okay, there we go. There's my hitbox. I got there. One finale news. A finale. Maybe I've heard of it. Nothing escapes me on... Oh, yeah, and Bobby... Yeah, that's a... That one got to me a bit. Bobby Prince was the king of making music that sounded very, very similar to someone else's, but just enough that the copyright didn't really, you know, apply to that one. Today, an hour 46. This, in terms of regularly streaming, I started back in, November of 2020. It was a COVID thing. I was like, oh, you know, I might as well start doing it around then. And, I just kept it going, I guess. Which was a good fun. So, in terms of presenting and doing playthrough and stuff on YouTube, back in 2008, I was very prepubescent back then. And the videos are still up because they have more views than any of my new stuff. And I find that slightly odd, but I just roll with it. It was a different space back then, in 2008.
This'll be Marge's secret.
There was a, there's a tool on a Hacker News linked called Are You in the Weights, and I put in Biendeo in there, and it was like, oh, you know, prominent community figure known for speedrunning, and I was like, oh, speedrunning. However, his fame is not widely known, and it's like, oh, okay. I'm glad it put that one down. So what is that? Two more of these. So what is that? I'm at 16 on the wasp, am I? Yeah. And the 2 remaining gags are in the school, so I mean, hopefully I just know where the remaining 3 cards are. And I mean, we've got no more mysteries with this game, so they could, yeah, they could have. I was very humbled by the response and the fact that it, I guess, without looking me up on the internet, it actually kind of knows who I am ever so slightly, which is very scary when you think about it. Maybe not very scary, but it's like, well, clearly somewhere in the mix, I'm in the training data.
I hope this car doesn't stink too bad.
Oh yeah, definitely. Bobby Prince is like, I mean, his stuff is quite legendary, and you know, he will be missed. He wasn't like that crazy old as well, was he? Was it cancer? Cancer's terrible. Hate it. Jeremy Clarkson had the recent, well, maybe not the recent scare, because I'm pretty sure he had kind of been done with it for a bit, but you know, he's telling everyone get tested, and I'm like, yeah, hey, oh yeah, close to the average.
I don't care if you is from New York.
Still,
you ain't
it does
taking
suck.
pictures of our decrepitude for no magazine, no way.
No, Cletus, it's me, Marge. Marge. I'll do my best.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun one to somehow chase him in this. Well, I guess I'm not chasing him, I'm just picking up things that fall out of his trailer. Oh, he's turning left. Okay. Follow him in the duff truck. Hope for the best. Oh. I don't know if there's rubber banding in this game. Which is probably a good sign. Maybe that's why kids actually found it quite a fair game. Other than maybe some of the time limits in the final level. We'll get to that when we get to that. Oh, I can't tell what I'm going. I think he's going to drop something in the middle. So I have to just make sure I'm... Yeah, I remembered. You've got to be kidding me on that location. I deserve to fail the level for that. Jeez. Yeah, I want a different car. I want a different car. Maybe I should have retried and then quit. No, I just need a different car. This is terrible. The Canyon Arrow is actually pretty okay. It's a nice jack-of-all-trades kind of car.
Hook me up with some wheels, man.
From that wonderful episode where Marge is just like every soccer mum in the late 90s, early 2000s. Must have a large vehicle that seats everyone from school at the same time. It's probably interesting, like, kind of learning about all these Simpsons trends from back then, you know? Not trends, but just, like, things that they were riffing on. But certainly, I mean, this game came out after the whole, you know, everyone always says the moment Maud Flander dies, the entire show goes downhill. And, yeah, I generally agree. I've seen a lot of Simpsons episodes, but I never, like, sat down and watched, you know, seasons in a row. It would be nice to sort of, like, go back and just kind of, like, watch Simpsons up to a certain point. There's sort of a soft kind of one as well. People say generally, you know, it's still pretty okay until the movie, and including the movie. And then they're like, afterwards it's like, okay. Bit of a shell of its former self. I think it's like season 7 though. It's like fairly, I mean, season 7's, there's a lot of content to get up to season 7, but still it's like, you know, in the grand scheme of Simpsons being up to season like 34 by now or something, 7's not like that far in. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like 15 seasons before the movie or something. Yeah, he didn't drop that package anywhere near that spot. Also, is it me, or has every level had a Cletus level? Pretty recent looking season? No, she died like ages before. This was definitely like a late 90s episode. I'm pretty certain. Season... Oh, okay. Is it still a late 90s episode? Or am I just completely wrong on the time span? 2000... Okay, 2000. Yeah. I thought it was like season 3 when the art style was like pretty locked in. I mean, they're pretty, you know, they've classified the seasons, you know, in their own way, and so we all run with that. Because I know that there's all the very early stuff. Although, to be fair, I think it's like, you know, what makes the show is mostly its writing and its delivery. And no matter how the art style looks, that never changed. That is almost in the wall. And it's so weird as well, like, you know, here I am playing a Simpsons game from 2003, and it's like, yeah, like, the Simpsons had, like, various NES games. That's how, like, generally on the older side it is as a show. This reminds me of an area that I've been to before. And he's right here, so I could just continue the missions from right here.
You've got to help me. I have to find out what happened to my baby boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was a city slicker. But I ain't telling you nothing less than you help us with the harvest.
Harvest?
Did they write the episode around that, or
my next mission will be to get mud stains out of green
oh my goodness, I've got a little tiny Spidey just ran up to me on that one. Jeez, hold on. Ah, little tiny spider. They usually don't run up to me. I've pulled a chocolate rain. Oh. I got him. Poor spider, jeez. Listen, my rule of thumb is spiders are bros, but the moment they're running up to you, nah, man. Not having it. So, I gotta be an inmate, so unfortunately, we're gonna buy the other outfit. The Quickie Mart's just across the road, so... Yeah, sorry, spider.
I don't have any packets.
You can chill in the corner, but you come onto my turn. Like, literally, he came up to you know, where I'm leaning over my desk. So I'm like, he's in my space now. And then he just sat there. Not a big spider. He's like 2 millimeters wide. He's very tiny. And also very thin. So if he was venomous, he wouldn't, you know, probably wouldn't get that far. But I'm sorry, spider. I'm sorry. I shall now go to prison. Because I killed a spider, I guess. This is how prison inmates run. Actually, it's got the ankle bracelet and everything. I don't know what episode this outfit's from. But we must harvest the ketchup packets for the winter.
Everyone better stay out of my way.
So I'm gonna rant about a hardware unbox because I do that all the time. Now, I don't have too much to rant, but they do have a recent video about I forgot the title of the video. I should have written this down.
People done throwed out to feed on during the long winter. Help me fetch 'em.
I actually feel like people legitimately do this.
Here somewheres. I can feel it in my stank ball.
Maybe they're not harvesting it, but they just gather it. There's probably a lot. Like, just ask the staff. Like, hey, you know, like, do you ever cycle out the old ketchup packets? And they'll probably be like, no, those things last like 10 years. They'll never get rid of them.
Oh, I could have made a good septic system out of that. Oh, I'm gonna have to sell my smell hound to pay for that.
Oh, so broken to get off that.
Oh, I'm flying like a turkey.
Yes, I mean, yeah. She would have been killed off ahead of time. Not every character's in these games, though. I keep commenting on the fact that, like, Apu wasn't in the Simpsons game, which was a 2007 game. Coincidental timing with the movie, but I don't think it's not related to the movie. It's like Apu is like one of the biggest like Simpsons characters, especially at this point in time. Is that on the jump or is that like underneath? Check underneath and then I'll cry if it's on the jump. It's on the jump. That's okay.
This is the worst town in America.
Alright, I've got like one shot at this. Oh, and then I've got to drive that way.
Just put some butter on the wound.
But yeah, so Hardware Unbox have a video talking about Nvidia's, I guess, and you gotta get away from the sedan. That's okay. It's not too bad, is it?
You're looking at some serious road rage.
I nearly had it, and then I was on my side for 2 years.
Watch it, buddy.
Okay. Not unusual today, but there's a bit of that going on, isn't there?
I was a slow driver.
Oh no, I got 5 hound dogs in here.
But yeah, the video talks about the decline. Also, I missed the I've got my notes over my annotation, so thank you, Cuckoo Gonzalez, for the follow from 16 minutes ago. I completely missed that.
Try around the graveyard.
Thanks, Cletus.
'Twarn't nothing.
Did I win? I had no idea.
There we go. Gil's in the exact same place as he was before. I don't think I've got the money for the cars, but look at this guy, by the way. Look at him. Oh my goodness.
The wolf is at old Gil's door.
Krusty's Limo Curator. Look at these stats, by the way. I think Curator's actually like another nice all-rounder. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. But yeah, the video goes on about how Nvidia doesn't. I mean, I guess the typical message of Nvidia doesn't quite like care for gamers a little bit, although they mention it more in terms of how gains have stagnated, and they do a couple of things that I continue to find quite annoying with videos like this where it's like, there are some things you can do where the stats actually would line up more towards your argument, where you'd be saying, hey, Nvidia doesn't actually, you know, they have been stagnant. You could make that claim in places. Ironically, they show like big gains with Ampere and big gains with Blackwell, and they go, hey, if you fix for $500 MSRP cards, you'll get like the 3070 compared with the 4060 Ti 16 gig, instead of literally the $550 4070 that would absolutely crush it in performance. Like you just intentionally went with a card that was actually worse than the 3060 Ti. Like there were, but it's like, why would you compare with a card that is incredibly unrepresentative of the architecture? I think the 4060 was a fairly alright card. Not amazing, but it's alright. Look at that, it's a bonus mission chilling right here.
Mr. Guy, what are you doing here?
Mr.
Well, I've been
Guy
trying
is
to
that his
convince
formal
Agnes
name?
to come make fun of school children, but she refuses to go out with me.
That is true. I
That
can't
son
talk
of
about
hers
that.
keeps intercepting every gift I send her and hides them at his workplace. He's a jerk and a fool.
Why not just go get them back?
I would, but... well, I'm not a terribly mobile person. There, I said it.
Oh, I know. It's not easy being husky. Tell you what, I'll take care of this for you if you help me take care of some things.
By the moons of Xanthor, it is a pact. The bond is made. The agreement is sacred under the vows of the knights who say...
Okay, I get it. Sheesh.
Sheesh. We must collect all the intercepted gifts
Simpson,
at the school
at your service.
where all the gags are chilling. And then I ran him over. Don't worry, he had padding. But yeah, like, I feel like, you know, controlling for price is fair, but it's like, I feel like you kind of have to show all the price. You should actually, what you should do, and this is a tricky graph, is that you need to do a 3D axis of time, and time has to be the axis, not generations, because generations differ in terms of how long the cards come out. They're taking longer and longer. I do not expect, what's the new one? I forgot the name of the next generation of cards that's coming out. Oh, I've forgotten, sorry. But like, Nvidia's financial year ends in the end of January. Jeffrey G. Falbertson? Nah, it's Mr. Guy. It's Mr. Guy now. Their financial year ends at the end of January, which is such weird timing. But they released Blackwell, the 5090, like, right on the 29th of January or something, 2025. I will get him in a moment. I need to finish the mission. The other one's on the roof over there, isn't it? Look at that, I learned how to tackle this part. Oh, and now I've got to go back. Okay. Take me home. Okay. We're gonna wing this. But yeah, you need to do a 3D plot between time, price of the cards, and you know, you can pick whatever pricing you want, whether it's MSRP or regular market prices. In Australia, I generally lean towards like, it's hard to judge. Maybe a best case market price, and then say like Astro Assault, the newest generation, because you never know if the cards could get cheaper over its lifespan. Also, then you'd have to know the historical data, I guess, to make that kind of claim. So maybe retail prices are easy enough. And then your performance in terms of, I guess, somewhat normalized. Like maybe you'd go like, you know, compared to the previous generation, or alternatively you'd do... And also, compared to the previous generation implies that you have a reference point, which you don't really. So, oh, I gotta go quick around this corner. Ah. Come on.
Safe and sound.
We're good. We're Gucci.
Well, that's done like laundry.
Thank you very much. Now I can see my beloveds sneer again. Here's my number. Give me a call if you want to hear my theories on why Krusty has jumped the shark. Good day.
Nice. Also, I love how jump the shark is a very pre-internet term. I mean, 2003 is certainly in internet times, but like, yeah, I'm surprised that term got used, you know, that much. Let's check the progress. I keep not going past the school, which clearly had at least one wasp, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, everything's over there. Look at the completion rate. Oh, sorry, it's 69.2%. Also, I guess we're missing 3 cards, and the 3 cards are where? Probably around that region as well. It is very nice.
It was an accident.
We could talk to Mole Man. We can continue this mission here.
Excuse me, Hans Mole Man. Can you help me?
Shh. I'm hiding from the police. If the police find me out past curfew, they'll throw me in jail.
Oh, no.
I won't survive another night in jail.
Well, I was wondering if you've ever seen a crop circle.
Talk
This
to
isn't
Abe.
Mega Man.
He mentioned crop circles once. Hurry up and get to the home before the police lock the doors.
I'll throw a football at him.
I'll do my best. Burn on me!
I'm always surprised that the retirement village is in this direction. So, but yeah, I feel like in order to fairly show these cards, you need to do that. Don't do generational, like, improvements and then just broadly talk around the time, you know, the time differences. Because, like, some of these cards, it's like, oh, you know, it was only the next year. And it's like, yeah, but you're talking, like, March of one year to November of the next year, which is quite a while away. Like,
Jeez, I'm sweating like a pig.
I apparently missed the checkpoint because I wanted to do the jump. Sorry, game. Sorry. I'm Canadian now.
Time to drive this car insane.
Ow, son of my gun.
This is clearly how you drive against police cars. He's got the sirens on and everything just to check in on this old man in the retirement home. Also, if you'd like to keep track, technically, I guess since we're more than halfway through the middle of the 7 levels, we're more than halfway through the game, I guess. Oh, it ends right here. That's why. Large is large. This is mission 5, is it not? 4. Hello.
Grandpa, do you know anything about crop circles?
What? Huh? I can't tell you about crop circles right now. Those lousy renegades stole my pills. Without my ag relief, I'll start fighting nurses. You don't need the lawsuit. You darn ricket and crop circles and praying ag relief.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Alright. Everyone's got, like, errands. Errands aplenty in this game. It takes forever to get to, like, real plot, but you know what? Something fun and charming about that. Look at that, another mission in the playground that I have to just briefly attend to, but not, like, stay forever. So what is the conclusion that I think should be found over the NVIDIA stuff? Because also, I'll just note the hardware unbox video sort of makes up the values of the performance changes between the gens, particularly with the cards that he's fixated on instead of, I should have just driven straight through. Whoops, I timed out easy. Will stole my... Oh, true. True. They went back on Dingo Stole My Baby. They were like, oh, snap, like, she actually might have been telling the truth on that one. And, yeah. The dingo did indeed steal her baby. Which is, I mean, the delivery is, like, so bizarre. Definitely, but, like, cheers. Like, man, you know, like, people are not prepped for, like, weird stories like that. In case they really do happen. In case they really do. But yeah, I assume there's Steve. I assume Steve did it.
You give it back right now.
Oh, we traded it to some dudes in a black car for these play dudes. Check it out, man. This one's got an interview with the guy who invented the wah-wah pedal.
It doesn't make the case any better or worse. Well, one implicates the mum, which determines what people should be doing. But I guess given that she didn't do it, the evidence points against it, or at least inconsequential to prove it. No, I'm not letting you U-turn on me today.
Wildly accelerating.
Oh, definitely.
Whoops.
KOS Dingo, KOS Dingo. Oh, I should
Okay, Marge, stick to the plan.
You would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids. I think these items do despawn if you do take too long, but I'm gonna have the police after me given how many random people I've been running over. I will say, music is still jamming. Different jamming, but still jamming. Darn Dingo Dial. And now we just drive back.
I am so
Continuing to ignore the school. I'm sorry, game.
Goodness, that was so fast.
Another one where you gotta avoid the black sedan. While he drives the completely wrong direction.
You couldn't follow a parade.
I mean, retirement villages are a real, like, big enterprise.
Well, that's gonna cost me.
I don't know who funds them. Oh, let's just...
Steady, Marjorie, steady.
Let's just get out of the car and try and initiate this oh! he's gone. He's out of here. Oh, look, another spider on my wall. They're coming at me today. Or I missed. One of the two.
Medication. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
They're allowed castles. They're not allowed,
Great.
lords.
Now I need something to wake him up. I need some road rage. I should pay more attention.
Now we must enter the Quickie Mart. Imagine having a retirement village right next to a Quickie Mart, by the way. Oh, you know, caffeine pills. Yeah, I gotta deal with that spider, man, I tell ya. He's not on my desk this time, though. He's on the wall behind me, which is still a bit spooky, but whatever. We'll get bored, I think. Maybe. Anyways, I only mentioned the video in terms of, yes, the F&B was important for this. Also nice.
Huh? What?
For the last freaking time, tell me about the crap circles.
There I was surrounded by Torjo and his Nazi henchmen. When one of them, a raccoon as I recall, hits me with a banjo. Now, I never reasoned with a raccoon, let alone a Nazi one, so I...
Grandpa, what does this have to do with the crap circle?
Not a thing. Where was I? Right. Now, the first time I rode in a water car... Okay. It was so long ago that I'll have to describe it in sepia tone.
Whoa.
Well, as I recall, it was sort of a cosmic kind of thing. Shaped kind of like a planet with an old-fashioned radio antenna coming off it.
A planet with an antenna? That sounds awfully familiar. I think it was at the Quickie Mart. That's it. It was on a bottle of pop. Maybe that will jog Bart's memory.
Wow. And we're back. Large Marge in charge. I'm never going to get to the school otherwise, so I might as well pick up all the rest of the collectibles right now. We've done everything else, right? Other than I haven't bought the cars. And I'm missing a race. Which is probably around here somewhere.
I'll clean that up later. Please don't sue us again.
Oh, I need 750 points for the...
Smashy.
For the cars, yeah. Anyway, Shin Megami Tensei, because otherwise I'm not going to have much time. I might as well talk about that instead of rambling about hardware unboxing. Point is, you can come to the right conclusion about that. Like, the thing, I feel like Ada was a much better generation than they really gave credit to, because they were just pointing out like one card that was very trash in the lineup. But legitimately, I thought the 4070 Ti was a fairly alright card, given its price point. Not the MSRP price point, but how much it did do. You could get it for, yes, no Shin. It's just regular Megami Tensei. think Blackwell 5060 Ti is around. All the cards are fairly okay. I think people do like the 5070 though, as the real like price king. The 5080 just didn't go anywhere, and so if you pick the 5080 as your comparison point, look at that, no improvement. Wow, which is why you kind of need all of them. So, kick, kick.
Yes! Yippee! Well, this is going right.
Perfect
next to
score.
Bart's baby shoes.
Home of bowling ball, and this is on top of the bridge control. There we go. Yeah, I think all the other three are at the school. Oh, that's some weird clipping. That might have already been happening on the PlayStation. That is true. But you know what? Coins make sense. In fact, actually, why don't more games have coins or health? Or why is the castle, like, not fully rendering over there? You saw that. It's still not fully rendering. Now it's rendering. Well, there's the card and there's the race. This is technically a point-to-point race, so I would be driving away from where I need to be as I do this, so... well, that's all good, Tom. But yeah, Megami Tensei. Megami Tensei is technically the second of the Megami Tensei games, because the one on the PC-88 is a different game. But I'm playing the NES game, which is a turn-based RPG, as people expect. It is a dungeon crawler, and from what I can... I've probably played it for like 15 hours, and I will say I have tried my best to draw the map. I have tried my best to play it as faithfully. I'm not even like cheating with a GameFAQs guide or anything to look up a map or anything. I'm just like, we raw dog it. We go in. And oh my goodness, this game does not respect my time. First of all, there's not a lot of trial and error potential with the different monsters, because they don't give you the actual direct ability to get rid of the monsters that you recruit. I kind of like the idea of like, oh, you know, you hit the talk button in the middle of battle, and hopefully you've got either gems or magnetite.
Hey, Q-Tip, if you win a race, I'll give you a car.
The name is Marge, thank you.
3, 2, I just go already.
I'm going. Also, me forgetting it's a circuit race.
Marge shoots into the pole position.
This looks like almost the same location as we did in the first level as well. Let's age a little poorly. I don't think it was good at all, even at the time. Like, because how would I put it? We're in 1987. We are in the the year of our Lord and Savior, Dragon Quest I, and also Final Fantasy, all coming out at roughly the same point in time. I like the idea of capturing monsters and using them on your team, because it forces the monsters to play by the same rules as you. They use the same spells as you, which Dragon Quest also does, sure. They use, and I think some on Final Fantasy, they generally have stats that you can understand, because when you recruit them into your party, they too have the stats that you also have. But the monsters don't level up alongside you, which means you've always got to constantly rotate them in and out of your party. What you do have is a fusion mechanic where you can take two monsters and you fuse them together and you get a different kind of monster. And when I say you can't get rid of monsters, well, you can fuse them together and you can kind of go through this rotating list of monsters.
I guess your life hasn't been a total waste.
You know, might be better. Usually they do funnel into something better, but you know, sometimes they turn out to be a dryad, and you're like, oh, okay. It's the whole progression is reset on me, and that's okay. But you do kind of need to look up a big list of like what merges into what to sort of save you some effort of trying to find which monsters you actually need to be bothering recruiting at all. On top of that, you can't recruit every monster naturally, but nothing really tells you which ones don't recruit. And also, you can't recruit monsters if there are more than one of them in the encounter. It only lets you do it if there's one. Did I do the circuit race? I don't think I did. I'm going to do it, because I know I end up back here. Also, this might be exactly the same race as the one I... like, this is the same spot. I'm pretty sure it's just another lap of Springfield in virtually the same way that I did in the first level. But now I have a canyon arrow, which makes it a bit easier on me. other than I can't drive. But sure. But yeah, that's half of my concerns though, because the other half is the actual dungeon crawling. I'm not against dungeon crawling, but oh my goodness, encounters happen at almost like 50% of any time you go through a doorway, and you'll have doorways just like very few tiles apart from each other on the map. In fact, you'll have so many like one-room dead-end rooms that have to be, you have to look through a doorway, which means that's 2 chances for an encounter, one going into the room and one coming out of the room. Your runaway chance is fairly high, but having to sit through discovering a monster, seeing the text box come up, having to hit run, waiting for the chance to go in, sometimes not being able to run because the chance wasn't in your favor, and then taking a buttload of damage before you're actually able to run. Never mind, sometimes you just can't run from an enemy. It just really won't let you. It's very, very irritating. I guess, it comes with the territory of the, also, ouch. Also, is that his car dying or my car? That's his car. Okay, I was like, no way is my car like that dead. But that is not good for my time. Nor is it good for my ability to buy cars. I know there's a remake on the SNES. It doesn't really improve upon it, from what I've read. Like, it really doesn't change that much. There's a couple of dungeon layout changes that are different. But ever so mild spoilers. For reference, I beat Loki. I'm about halfway through the achievement set, but there is a second quest. They do legitimately second quest it up where the key items on the floors are different, and they're also slightly randomized. Also, the game has no battery save. You have to type a password in every time. That I would probably say the SNES version does better. I don't think I'm going to be able to clear this. No, I'm not. I'm going to be just a bit shy. Darn.
I hope this isn't stealing.
I probably had like a couple of moments that I definitely botched it up with. And I shouldn't go around the school like that.
I had no idea.
Well, there goes my money a little bit. But I guess that's the point of the wager race, is it? What's a faster car? Is that one? Could use the clown car.
Sexy mommy needs a ride.
That's a line and a half right there. Well, it does pay out triple what I put in, so, it's not the worst, I guess. Here we go. But yeah, the dungeons are very labyrinthian. They just snake all about, I guess naturally so. It's the kind of genre to do it. I've played Phantasy Star 1. I didn't find it that annoying in Phantasy Star 1. I've played another one that's got, that is a dungeon crawler, but yeah, this one is just oh boy, it's unrelenting. And it gets really annoying as well, because then you've got to deal with, multiple floors. The first dungeon, the first, area you're in is, 8 floors of 8x8, kinds of tiles. And, I mean, the whole first floor is, I guess, kind of a hub world. You've got your shop, you've got your healing place. Even this far in the game that I've gotten, even after all these bosses and all these other areas I've been wandering into, there has still not been another place to recover from status conditions. I found one other place to heal, if sure, but status conditions, which you will get paralyzed, and there's no shop to buy items. There's equipment, which will immediately replace the equipment you've got, and they'll often, they'll offer you a bit of a price difference, but sure, okay. They don't tell you any numerical improvements. You just kind of have to, guess on that one. That's fine, but since there's no items, how do I heal from paralysis? Well, you just go back to the guy to heal it. All the way at the very, very beginning of the game. Annoyingly as well, one of the characters is, you've got 2 human characters, and one of them has the heal ability, and one of them has the monster summon ability. So, and that's general healing, not paralysis healing, unfortunately. It's a very bouncy clown car, isn't it? You know, the time's a bit tighter on this one, but I feel like I've still got this. So, that's all good. Oh, but don't do that!
You got it!
Oh, that was a bit annoying there. We're good. First try.
I'm sorry. Whoops.
Alright, let's get these wasps.
Easy.
Parking job. Sure.
Ooh, feels good to stretch my gams.
My gans. But yeah, like, and you'll get your butt kicked the moment you go into any area. They've kind of got the classic thing where not every enemy is actually fair when you walk into an area, and you don't know which enemies are fair unless you run your head against a brick wall, you try it out, you go, oh darn, and then I have to go back to the beginning of the game. There is a continue feature, as long as you don't turn off the system, so I won't complain too hard there. But because there's no battery save, you have to type in a 40-character password every time you do want to save. Also, the password isn't presented to you via the menu or anything. It's via one guy back at the very start of the game. Now, there's a handful of, like, statue things around, like, and by handful, I mean, I found 2 that will warp you back to the beginning of the game. That's if you're in a town. Or, like, the, you know, at least the safe places on the map. But again, it's like, if you are not near one, there's no warp back to town button, please. Like, I would love a, you know, use some magic and warp back to the start. Even Dragon Quest 1 has the zoom ability. I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy 1 has that too. I don't remember Final Fantasy 1 as much off the top of my head, sorry. But even then, it's like, there should be the ability to, like, just quickly get back. Like, I'm like, okay, I want to be done with my session. Instead, I'm stuck in this dungeon. So, ugh. But, yeah, on top of that, most of the, like, the fights all take so long. There's an auto button, which automatically attacks with every character. Might not quite be what you need, because obviously you're not using magic or stuff like that, but, like, the text is so darn slow, because not only do you have a party of 5 characters, but there's also, hi, Groundskeeper Willie, I probably need to buy your car at some point as well, so maybe I'll do that right now, which means I need to earn even more money.
Yeah, I've got to sell my beloved tractor. My father's been thrown in the clink for football hooliganism, and I've
football hooliganism.
Well, I certainly could use a tractor around the house for hauling away Homer's empties.
Nice. $400. There goes a lot of money, but gotta get it at some point, I think. And let's head into the school, because there will be... Also, did I get the... Or was... Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. There we go. I think we're all good otherwise. Like, we've done all the races. Done all the... Oh, there's still a card on the... I think it's in the Rich District. Yeah, double check. But yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like my patience has worn out on this one. I also know people are going to be like, nice.
I'll cover you muckers.
Hi there.
Greetings, fellow Springfielder.
If the kids get any dumber, I'm going to have to release them into the forest.
Let's switch back to classy, why not? But yeah, I feel like my patience is a bit thin on this game. I don't feel like I'm particularly making that much progress. Like, the nice thing at least is that even if you die, your experience stays the same. Unfortunately, I'm reading up that I'm about to wander into an area where some enemies can just drain, like, your levels. Like, just classic time sink right there. And I'm at this weird point where it's like, the next area kicks my butt so hard. And so there's either 3 things I can do. 1, I could buy equipment, which has to be done. Yeah, the level drain, yeah. There's 3 things I could do. I could either buy equipment, which involves me having to run through the area and try and hopefully find if there's a shop in there, and then also have enough money to buy stuff from that shop. You know? Might happen, I don't know. Which card am I missing, by the way? Because I think I've noted the wrong one. I do have the red blazer, which means I have incorrectly probably Noted the love letter at the end of the yellow metal bridge. Oh, yeah, that's all the way at the other end of the level. So I don't know, I might as well wander in that direction instead. Yeah, I remember I didn't climb the bridge in this level yet. I could grind for experience, but grinding for experience will only help your main two characters. It won't help all the monsters that you capture, because they don't level up. They're fixed. That monster does that much damage all the time. In fact, it actually gets worse over the game because you'll be fighting stronger enemies. And that's okay. I mean, you can always, like, you know, new area, new monsters, right? Well, sort of. Not really. Not the area I'm in. I looked it up. There's only 3 enemies. And they're all sort of not better than the ones I fused. And so you're like, well, just fuse better ones. Okay. Fusion is level gated. You're not allowed to fuse monsters unless, well, you're not allowed to fuse certain monsters until you've reached a level requirement in order to fuse them, which involves me grinding again. And I don't know when this ends. I don't know, like, when I'm done with that, I guess. In theory, if I grind the levels and I don't get them stolen away from me, I can technically fuse the best monsters in the game, which to allow me to continue onwards. Sure, okay. But how long is it going to take me to get there? So, sup, Glenn? How you doing? So I went, yeah, I've called it. I think the game is somewhat interesting enough to, like, start it. But it's, like, I don't have the patience to finish it. And I don't quit games very often. I do hear that Megami Tensei 2 is a way better game, though. It's like, how to put it? I don't think it's quite as dramatic as Phantasy Star 4 is to 3. Or 2, I guess. There we go.
In my hope chest.
Very nice. That's everything in this level other than the cars I need to buy. Which I don't know if I'll... Let's grind some money at the end of this this stream. We might as well, like, do it. So, I might try it. I'm not too sure if I'd run in for it right now. I've sort of just been padding for time a little bit because I'm sort of curious if I do want to play the Switch 2 version of Xenoblade 2. We'll see. I'm waiting for the DLC for that one to actually go on sale. And Hyrule Warriors too. That's my kind of go-tos right now. Waiting to plays. And also waiting for the 8-bit controller to come back. So really anything that's not too energetic on the D-pad, I'm pretty okay for. I'm struggling so hard to get used to the controller, like with the Xbox controls for particularly old emulated systems. Oh, I gotta go to this bedroom. The remake, as in the SNES version, is a 1 and 2 collection. So I guess, like, well, you can't knock it too hard, I guess. But apparently, there's parts of the second game in that one that do require you to beat the first game. So it's like, wow, you have to commit to it.
That's the alien mind control cola. They gave us tons of that up in the alien spaceship. They're using it to make the town go crazy.
Oh, thank
wow.
God. You snapped out of your trance. I was so worried.
Later, I'm going to the arcade.
This conspiracy goes all the way to the top. I need a little extra firepower. As Officer Marge.
Oh my gosh, I have to use the other costume. Also, I mean, this is me knocking the very, very first game in the franchise, I guess, somewhat.
I'll do my best.
Oh, we're collecting monkeys again. Look at that, a mission where you don't have to get in your car. How weird is that?
Having 3 kids really slows you down.
Dude, I like how they have, they get to try out the different, well, you know, like a proper platforming mission. Why not? Even if, not a lot of the level is particularly designed around platforming. Say what you will about Crash Tag Team Racing, but they did care about the platforming a bit more in that one. So, I've been playing a bit more Fallout 4, and I still don't have much to say other than, oh boy, Todd, you've done it again, because I had one moment where I tried fast traveling to a location, and there was a mine immediately under me, and, like, the mine would go off before the game actually loaded in. And it was deterministic. I would keep fast traveling to that place because the game auto-saves right before you fast travel, as if the game crashes before you fast travel. Haha, they're totally not anticipating that scenario, right? And, yeah, no, the mine is there every single time. And so I have to open the Pip-Boy the moment the screen fades to black so that the game pauses, but everything fades back in. And then I can somewhat quickly react to the mine on the ground. Very annoying. I just don't get it. These games are popular, I guess, but like, what is going on there, you know?
I bet Apu knows who's selling the cola.
If only Apu knows who's selling the cola. It just works. Isn't it weird that Fallout 4 is the last game Bethesda made?
Apu, I think you should be aware that
I saw tons of memes about that, just casually ignoring all the ones in the middle.
Here not tainted in some way.
No
Even
one
the
remembers
astrology
Starfield.
scrolls give poor advice. But I will get to the bottom of this.
Well, it made Bart go crazy. And if I find the distributor, I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind.
Careful, Mrs. Simpson. This cola makes people do irrational things without guilt. It is as though they have bottled the effects of a raging frat kegger.
That's it. I'm going after it. And any other evil cola trucks I can find.
Just all of them. All of the cola trucks.
Oh.
I think this is the last mission of the level. So, but we'll fast travel back. We'll buy the cars. My car is so far away. If only I could teleport it right next to me. Alright, here we go. Just back to this game though. I've been appreciating it. It's not too rough actually. Like I was anticipating getting some real like jerk kind of missions, but like, you know, it all makes sense. And there's a solid variety between them where you're doing fairly different things. Other than, yes, we're dealing with the, I don't know, this is like a window pane kind of car. Not unusual. Yes, it is very strange. Okay. Good driving. It's kind of annoying having to ram them in a certain way to make it work.
I'll get you, you evil cola bottlers and distributors.
There we go. I don't remember why there's a big radio tower on the top of the school. And certainly, I mean, even in the cartoon, it's like the road did not turn like this. They did their best to make various parts of the map, but like, oh boy, you know they're not like... They're not wired up like this. They're not like... There's no road that just does this around there. It is a shame, though, that, like, you know, they had to expedite the art assets a bit. They were like, oh, we've only got, like, so much time to actually draw the art, so we put all the effort into front-loading 3 unique levels. And then, just couldn't continue on. Listen, you gotta optimize where you can. There's a reason why GTA just keeps using, you know, like the same island. Hi, I would like to do damage against this truck, please. This van. There you go. Finally, the bar's doing something. Ooh, camera. I would continue to like doing stuff against us. I mean, GTA 6 isn't... Yeah, I mean, that is true. You know, GTA keeps forgetting that London is a real GTA location. Also, you could do a GTA in really any city. I can't explain why they even did them fictional in the first game. And then why they did London as the expansion is like... No question, it's just London. Who knows? But like, they could totally do like any kind of location they wanted to. I don't know why they stick with you know, the 3. Traditions maybe.
Oh my goodness!
people are so strongly attached to the 3 because they named the games that on the PS2. Oh, we're really going to be riding this thin. Oh, I might have this. Is it because it's fun to make, or easy to make fun of Americans? Except they're Brits. Oh, first try. Well, they're originally Brits. I don't think they're Brits anymore.
My bad. No, I just polished that.
Oh. Big truck. Or is that the same size truck and I just wasn't paying attention? Same size truck.
Not very good at this.
Hi, health bar. I would like to see you move a bit more. There you go. I should have probably brought the fire truck again.
Look out!
Oh, it really does have a fair bit of health, this thing.
No time for caution. Nice girls, finish
I think we're good though. Unless I get arrested and I just waste time.
Look, no hands. The repo guys aren't gonna like that.
There we go. That's a solid hit right there.
It's true.
Yeah.
Women drivers
I'm not like, I mean, I'm personally not getting GTA 6 on day one because you know it's not coming out on PC. That's just not how they do it. They totally could put in the effort to make it a great PC port day one, but they just don't. And I never know why. A small indie company, I guess.
Smashy, smashy.
There we go. And now I just drive home. Which I don't think I've used as a song title, even though I am using a different Stephen Wilson song as a song title. It's off the EP. That's a bit more of a deep cut in this discography. It's good fun because the version that people hear on Spotify and stuff is the 2004 I guess revision of I think the first 3 albums have this, and you can tell it's that new mix because it's got Gavin Harrison on the drums on those, and he's not, he wasn't in the band at that time. They just went back and was like, oh, let's put Gavin Harrison on the drums. Level's done. But on that EP, it's like that's the original fake drums the entire time. So there we go. Save the game, and we'll grind for a bit of money. But level 5 starts off. Exciting new cola gains popularity. Cola is great, says the Cola Institute. And then a picture of Marge giving birth, I'd imagine. We get to play as the honorary Simpson in the next episode. That's good fun. But let's head back to level 4 for a hot second, because we need to buy those cars. And if I don't buy those cars, then I will be very sad. I think I need like about 750 coins for that. Not talking about, sorry, see you. But yeah, I mean, reloading back into a level makes all the...
Just let me catch my breath.
Makes all the boxes respawn, does it not? No? Where's the boxes? Because I definitely don't have enough money. Maybe we'll go back to level 1 and see if the boxes just respawn on... I would have imagined a big long loading screen would have been the prompt to get the boxes to respawn. Maybe not. In that case, maybe I'll just have to look it up. Why are the boxes not back? Maybe they do track it. They do track the boxes, maybe.
Ouch! My bikini zone's chafing!
Maybe they do. But these are random coins, so they must respawn every time, as well as the glass. But that must mean that there's a better way to get the coins, right? Right? Who knows? I think I'd have to look it up, I guess. You know, like the glass only gives you like so much. True, maybe the vending machines respawn. I'm trying to think of a good place where a vending machine like actually can respawn. I guess there were like 3 around the Quickie Mart, weren't there?
Must never.
Look how slow the side vehicles in the first level are.
Lousy, rotten, karmic retribution. Wow, this car sure can take a beating.
Wasn't there meant to be one right there?
Go!
I've definitely got a poor way around this, but still, I don't see it.
Woohoo!
I don't see no... Oh, there's one. And it gave like what, like 20? Kinda okay. Let's check a few more over here. Oh my gosh, I can't drive in this.
I am excelente.
This thing, I tell ya. Jeez.
Learn to drive, dumbass. Woohoo!
But yeah, if they're not giving coins, then I'm gonna have to figure out.
I am evil Homer. I am evil Homer.
Oh, does the vending machine respawn? I don't think it does. Because otherwise I would have recalled it doing that for the other... There goes a bit of my money. Actually, no, we can get it back. With a bit extra. I don't know where that came from, but sure. And yes, you can drive the cars from any level. So I mean, you know, as long as we're making progress, which I guess we are, we can always just go back for the remaining cars. But I thought, you know, it's starting to get out of sight. And also, yes, you can check the wager race, and the money is less every time. So it'd be better to just do the wager race later in the game to get the money, maybe. 2-minute race, you earn 70 coins. It's probably not the most aggressive way of getting money, though. But maybe it's a somewhat decent rate at the end of the game, you know? Just maybe. But yeah, I don't think I'm earning this money quick enough, so maybe we just call it. Yeah, maybe we just call it. Alright. Well, we'll move back to level 5, we'll save, and call it a stream. 3 more levels, 2 more streams. Yeah, no, it's been good. Yeah, save the getting all the remaining car grinding for later. There we go. Save that game. Save it on the spot. And there we go. All good. Anyways, yeah, with that, I would like to thank you so very, very much for watching. If you enjoyed this or you didn't enjoy it, that's okay. You can follow on Twitch at 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I hope you enjoyed this winter solstice or summer solstice, wherever you are as well. The stream is only on Monday, so tune in next week for the exciting, not conclusion of this game, just more of it. If you missed parts of it, the VOD will be on YouTube sometime in the next day, as well as also all the other VODs. You can view last week's stream as well as all the other ones, like maybe back when I played Quake. Back in, I think, was it 2021 I played it? Or 2022? I played it right after the 25th anniversary. Now we're up to the 30th. That's how old I am, jeez. So, follow on the Fetty for fun things that may or may not matter. And, I don't know, I might do something interesting. We'll see. But until then, thank you all so much. Appreciate the chats, appreciate the fun comments, and don't appreciate making me have to do the Marge accent. I'm sorry. My throat's gonna kill me. So, anyways, peace, fellas. Have a good one.